Hello, and welcome back to CrestVahllen D&D, the Argent Flame. Without further ado, let's get into a recap of what happened last time. While at the assembly, Argus learns that the warden was killed during the incursion and that those who were found sick will be turned to stone until a treatment for the condition can be found. The lieutenant, Security 4, has instituted martial law and has assumed control of Karadim during this turbulent time. Argus sneaks into the sewers and makes his way back to Tinctures for Tinkers, while Miladonna scrambles to finish the surgery. Amidst the tension, the prank wars begin with an obscene drawing upon Cole's face. While Gizmo dons an illusory beard and begins learning the basics of alchemy from Miladonith, the rest of the party hide in the sewers to avoid the acolytes of the temples going door to door, searching for those who are sick/infected. After some light flirtation, the gang reconvene and shoot off some messages to some companions, learning that Eleazar is a prisoner of the host and Pernua is with them, no longer within the city limits. Some information is swapped with the baker's dozen before Argus uses spellcraft to discover the form of Log's disturbing-looking, unseen servant. Now, let's get back to it with Episode 7, Where the Sun Doesn't Shine. Welcome back to CrestVahllen. Hello, and welcome back to CrestVahllen D&D, the Argent Flame. This is our third part of Session 20. Great, last we left off, well, you know, because of the mini recap, you guys sat down for a long rest. You wake up the following morning, yes.
Before we pass out,
Sure.
Cole's going to spend some time, cleaning his face with prestidigitation.
Sure. You're going to have to cast it a couple times to get this off of you, but yeah.
And then he's going to wait until he sees Zemdak asleep. And
here we go.
And try and sneak over. He's going to try and put Zemdak's hand into a bucket of water.
Oh my god. God, why does this whole campaign has devolved into a frat house?
Do I notice this?
Are you trying to be sneaky about it?
Yes.
Roll stealth check against his passive perception.
Do you want me to roll perception to see if I wake up?
At disadvantage because you're asleep.
Okay.
We're second level, correct?
Yes.
You notice me. Close, but not enough. Because your passive perception is my passive perception.
Did you beat a 10? Okay. I didn't wake up.
15. So I know he saw, but...
So if I notice you doing this, I go, dude, let me heat up the water. I enable everybody. Are you kidding me?
Cole's gonna like nod really quickly and signal for you to come over and do that.
Oh, you help?
I'm gonna heat up the water so it's warm.
Oh my god.
Okay,
You
Sofka
guys
was
are
what did
ridiculous.
you get?
There's like no lines
I
of
got a
allies.
15.
It's just like,
A
oh, we're
15.
pranking
Yeah,
him now?
Sofka
Okay, I'm in.
Sofka's just sitting. Sofka also notices and is just like,
I enable everybody.
why?
Roll a Constitution saving throw to see if you piss your pants. Here is Blur.
Ooh.
21.
21. It doesn't work, unfortunately. His bladder is a steel trap.
Dude,
I'm a
dump
gnome.
water on him.
I'm a gnome. And I have 5 brothers and sisters. You think that this hasn't happened before?
Oh, completely.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna try and wake up before him in the morning and just dump the water on him.
It'll be cold by then for sure.
Oh yeah.
Speaking as it is encroaching the beginning of winter.
Awesome. Do you have... Are there, like, solstices?
Absolutely.
Equinoxes?
Yes. Whether
Are
I
you,
actually
like,
have them
tracking
in my
Okay.
calendar, I have to check. But yes, there are.
Okay.
There are certain like more sacred days,
Like Gondor.
Do I need...
Nobody fights on God.
that kind of thing, like where the sun is at its zenith more.
Yeah.
Decree?
Yes, I have to. It's
I was just
another thing
curious.
that I have to add to my list. Add it to the list.
I was just... It was a curiosity I thought of. Plus, Log, aren't you, like, moon dependent in some way?
I can track it. Or I'm
Oh,
aware
okay.
of them, but not necessarily dependent, but I can track them.
Like, it doesn't necessarily have any mechanical effect on you. It's just something you know.
Yeah.
So we rest and everything like that. I wake up a little early and I go back over and notice he hasn't pissed himself, so I throw the bucket on.
Thanks
just
for the
throw
wake up.
bucket on him.
Did you say we could switch cantrips?
Yes.
If we're preparation?
Yes, if you prep your spells, I allow that. I think it's silly that it's not allowed. Just as long as you don't abuse it and piss me off. That's all I ask.
Okay.
It's only moi that can't do that.
You're the only one that can't do that because you have to know the spells.
Yeah. I will have also used the rest of my magic to make the previous night to make good berries to give to Milladonna so that they can feed the kids in the morning and the rest of the day, and we still have some good berries for our travels that day too. So,
Does that change on long rest, or does that change at level?
A chain's at the end of the long rest. Oh, I understand.
Me, it's long rest. Soft
Yeah,
is
for
long
those of
rest.
you that prep spells, it's long rest. For
Okay.
those of you that know your spells and that you don't have access to any other
It's
spells
level.
that you know, it's level. So for like warlocks and rangers and sorcerers and bards, it's level.
Seeing him cast prestidigitation more than a couple of times now, I'm gonna change my taser glove to be like a little speaker box that I speak into,
Oh, okay.
and I'm gonna tell it like what I sort of want it to do, and then it'll spray out like a cloud that'll do whatever the effect.
Oh, you're doing it to a prestidigitation?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like a
Cool.
talk back thing, talkie backy, or whatever
Like
it was used to be
I
called.
give it simple
Walkie-talkie?
command.
No, those little yak backs. Remember those?
Oh, yeah.
Those little
Yak
yin-yang
back.
shaped things?
Yes.
I give it a simple command.
90s
For
kids.
those of you that are
Like a
not our
chalkboard?
age and don't remember these,
Look it up, Google it, yak bag.
Yak bag.
Sponsor me.
I give it a simple command. It puffs out a cloud.
For those
that-
of you
That
not
materializes and
Does
creates the
whatever,
effect.
yeah.
Cool. Cool. So if you say like tiny illusory trinket,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
light up and go. Boom, 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 boom.
Just to prove that
This kid could do a ton of stuff.
yeah.
I imagine there's also like some sort of iris in the
No,
middle that kind of
my
opens up.
9-year-old wants to Tamagotchi.
If you wanted to, like create
Create
some
something.
sort of.
Yeah.
Tamagotchis have been around this whole time.
Do you want it to create something? Sorry. Like an iris that opens up. Imagine like the Stargate iris that kind of
Yep.
opens up, and like if you wanted to produce a piece of chalk or something, it just comes it and it like 3D prints it in your hand.
Right.
Are you creating a hole in your glove?
Dry me off.
That sounds like the worst pickup line.
Today is the 3rd, which means that the heart might rejuvenate. Safka, I don't think you've rolled for it yet. Would you like to roll for the heart? Okay, so just
D20.
roll a
Roll
d20.
D20.
Roll 20. Come on.
17.
Oh, close but no sign.
All right. So the 6th.
Every 3 days we get to roll for it to recharge.
And we have to roll a natural 20.
Is a very is a 5th level spell, so it makes sense that it would be delayed.
No.
that long.
You're good.
Of course, this will become less and less useful.
Once
I mean,
can
it's
actually know
always. I mean, it's always used.
Well, it's very useful because then
It's
you
still
don't
a
lose
free.
the,
Yeah, it's still a free version of it.
the real spell costs a lot of money,
Yeah.
so there's that aspect too.
Right.
I always rather use the heart than cast a spell.
So, are we leaving?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Do you know the best way out of here? So,
Yeah, me and...
We mapped out a pretty good route
oh,
to at least get us past the gates. From there, it's a little more blurry.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to find our own way up to the road. But
okay. Guys, not right here. Okay. Well,
from past experience, there's been more than one way to get up and down in these tunnels. So.
okay. And just so I understand, so I can prepare mentally. Once we go onto the triway, it's all underground, right?
Yes, you will not see the sun again
Okay.
for a very long time.
Okay.
Cool.
Great.
How-
Yeah. I yeah.
Am I going to need to keep light cast for me and Trishani?
If you would like to see, yes. Oh, that reminds me, I lost my light orbs to the explosion, didn't I? I put
Well,
them
they
in,
were on your head, I thought.
I put them inside,
Yeah, they were like gooseneck
The
attached.
automaton.
Yeah, they were for sure lost. Yeah.
so I will recreate those boys.
If you recreate them, does Granny?
Only if I already have 5 created, right? So if I have 5 created and I try to create a 6th, the oldest one goes away.
I understand. So you're okay as long as you don't try to create.
Correct.
Fine.
That's like the last straw. She's like, I'm coming after you! You got rid of my infuser!
It's more like she reaches over and pulls out Zendak's little doll and
Yeah. That was the last straw.
This is why I have my own.
I just wanted my rose petal diffuser.
It was
Yeah.
tulips.
So if I try to exceed the maximum number I can maintain, the oldest one immediately ends.
Mhm.
So as long as I don't try to create
Got
a
it.
sixth one, I'm still safe.
You got it.
So I'll create 3 new light orbs just in case we need them. But yes, it's going to be, for the most part, pitch black down there. There may be some dim lights every once in a while, but
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
there
cool.
are obviously, especially in the more inhabited areas, ways that people use magic and natural, like lava and other fire, to reflect a bunch of things to keep things lit up for just ease of access. Because even dwarves, even creatures with dark vision, don't always like to be in dark all the time. They like to be able to see things in color and know what they're doing, especially craftsmanship. They want to be able to see what the fuck they're creating. And the air of being entirely in darkness isn't the great unless you're a species that strives on that, like the species that has superior dark vision, for example. Yeah, only being able to see 60 feet in front of you isn't the best. Yes, there in the more inhabited areas, there are absolutely light sources and places are dimly lit. I mean, Thulmorbed they have the whole lava thing that runs from down the whole spiral that is refracted by a bunch of crystal that just lights the whole area.
yeah. I actually had an idea. I'll work on something. Might be able to give you guys dark vision.
Oh, really?
It would help when we need to sneak around some places. I know my light is not very well hidden.
I mean, probably only do one at a time, but I'll work on it.
I mean, worst case scenario, I can have, Shakar land on my head and he can be my ice.
I can also have Twig go on your head if you want.
Oh, that would be perfect.
I'm just saying, he can't give you dark vision, but he can be on your head.
Wait.
I guess you don't really like your
You're a half
flavor,
elf, you
huh?
have
So
dark
I-
vision.
Yeah, no. I think I can cast dark vision for
Yeah.
8 hours.
That was
You
what
can
I was
prepare
doing
it,
too.
Yeah, I could prepare it.
So between the two of you, if you guys want to use your infusion and your spells, you could give the whole party.
Well, no, I have the spell as well. I would need to create. I mean, I'm guessing the way I would cast it was to create like a set of glasses
Right, that makes
that
sense
would let
for
you see.
Yeah.
So I would probably need to make something.
Okay.
But yeah,
I
you can do
still
it.
Prepare it. Like,
Absolutely, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you guys are, this is the end of your long rest. You're
Okay.
working around in the morning. You guys can talk to each other and communicate, like, hey, I'm going to do this.
If
Hey,
I
you
need to
want
be
to do this? Like,
sneaky, I can switch armor to the one that doesn't. It's not as loud.
absolutely.
We lost our big beefy protector. So.
Konk's been with you this whole time, correct?
Yeah. He's been parked in the basement, just inside the crevice
You lost
exit,
the person who keeps stabbing you.
Yeah.
playing with the
That
kids
is
like
true.
a jungle gym.
She also
Yeah,
protects me
like a
a lot.
mobile jungle gym. Awesome.
So I would say as much protection as we can maintain on ourselves.
I just meant if we ever need to,
Sneak, yes.
I can, switch
Yep.
for like 6 minutes.
Okay.
Also, how do you guys feel about caravans? Like if we come across someone traveling in the same
We raid
direction.
No.
No,
Wait.
That seems like a bad idea.
No, I mean okay. That's what I'm used to.
I know that you're.
Are you willing to hop on with them if they'll
I'm-
hire us?
Sure. Wait, we would get paid?
Yeah,
Because we're
depending.
cool.
That's what I used to do.
Usually, people with valuable things will pay you to help them protect those
Granted,
valuable things.
people that are already in the tri-road probably either already have them,
Right.
or are looking to get paid by people.
Yes. We won't be the only ones looking
With
for
us
jobs.
Sneaking into the triway, though, do we really want to let them know that we're there either?
Once we're
Once
in the
we're there.
triway, it doesn't matter.
Then it's just like a road.
All right.
Yeah, it's just a highway.
They-
Depending on where
it
we
is
run into them. at.
Correct.
Not manned every mile. They just don't have the manpower to do that. It's far too long of a stretch. Imagine having like a police car at every mile marker on the highway. It's just impossible.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, there are patrols that go from certain areas to certain areas, but it's still just as dangerous as an overland road that doesn't get patrolled very often. the big thing about it was that it was built and created thousands of miles of long. Think about like Route 66, as it were, but carved through dense rock in a mountain. So it was quite the endeavor.
US 6 or US 40?
Elon Musk boring a tunnel from coast to coast.
Right.
Yeah, something like that. And it is about it is actually about that long because the size of the continent of CrestVahllen is about twice the size of the United States. So from top to bottom, it's about half that. Speaking of which, as you guys are talking about this, Argus, go ahead and roll me a history check. Seeing as you are
18.
the merchant one. Okay. You remember a couple more places along the road here. Specifically the ones between Karadim, or between Minheim and Thulmorbed. There's first Karadim at the bottom. Then we have Minheim, that's over on the west side. Up a little bit further is Fersbeck, which is over on the west side again. Then we go up further north, and over on the over on the east side we have Skirkrag. Stierkrag. I'll spell these for you. Fersbeck is Fayrspeek. Do you need a new binder, Kevin?
No, I actually took those out for ease during stuff.
So Fayrspeek is Fersbeck. Fayrspeek, and then Stierkrag is Styrkragg. Styrkragg, and that's over on the east side, farther north of Fersbeck. And then also on the east side, farther north still, is Kumkuldir. Quhm. These are two words, so that's the first word. And the second word is capital Kuldir. Kumkuldir. Then then we reach the part where Thulmorbed and Donderal are about in the same area, one on the west side and one on the east side. Those are the major or minor cities, the ones of note that you know of. Of course, there are smaller inhabitants and villages and other like bastions of civility throughout, but those are the big ones, the ones that would be marked on a map anyway. Granted, the distance between these cities at each time can be
Hundreds of miles.
could be anywhere between 80 and 200 miles. But this is what dwarves and gnomes do. They diggy hole and keep moving.
So they find something valuable, and then they dig it out.
They dig it out,
Then they keep moving.
And then if it's a big enough spot and it's got resources enough that can hold people, they put a city there, put a town there, and they start giving birth and populating it, and then they move on to the next spot. With that, also, you understand a basic ecology of how the underworld works, especially water. Water is specifically a thing that's far easier in the Razorfang mountain range than other underground areas. For example, you know that the underground in that goes to the Maw, and specifically the Babas, is far more scant with water than if you're actually under the Razorfang mountain range itself. And there are vents that have been built that go up to the top of where the snow would form on the mountains, and that are also exhaust ports for heat. And so they actually melt the snow around in like a conical, like antlion type dealio. Think of it like a funnel. And then the water just runs down into aquifers that have been built and just dispersed throughout the cities of the Razorfang mountain range. Meaning that they have essentially, as long as it keeps snowing, which it always will, up on the top of the mountain range, they'll have an endless source of water. There are, of course, also underground lakes and tributaries but those are especially harder to mine out because of how dangerous it is to, accidentally pierce one and then cause floods, and it's a big problem. So.
Are there like rest stations along the Triway?
There are sometimes,
Just
yeah.
like supply, like water.
Most
wells.
often, you're at the mercy of other travelers, seeing what you can. There's a big barter system and a big money spending system that is just the Triway has kind of has its own economy. Just because, I know what you need. You need food to get to your new destination. I have food. Some merchants just travel the Triway looking for travelers. So there's that, but yes, there are some bastions
There's
of
food
waiting.
trucks.
There are food trucks, pretty much, yeah. There are food trucks that sell
Tri-way food
mushrooms
trucks.
and potatoes and stuff like that. Granted, they are more plentiful near these civilizations. But yes, there are also guard towers and posts every once in a while. But again, they could be hundreds of miles in between, or maybe they're 20 miles in between. It's entirely up to how much people they have, the economy right now. It's very hard to predict what to expect while on the Triway, to put it succinctly.
Worst case scenario, you can just
I'm preparing
make it
create
for
water.
us, right? Okay.
And you have good berries, so
I
we'll
do.
just start there.
And
In emergencies, we can just make our own food.
yeah, and I think for today everybody has their good berry. If we don't use them, you can eat them, and then tomorrow I'll make it. I'll prepare
End
that
up
again.
getting something like a cart or something for us to ride in with barrels. We can fill them
That would be, yeah.
If maybe in Minheim.
up. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Whichever way we go through.
Although, can anyone drive them?
Does anybody have land vehicle proficiency?
That was my question. Eleazar did.
He did.
Is there a book we can find at the local library?
How to drive a car.
It doesn't
Right.
mean that you can't drive the cart. It just means you won't add your proficiency bonus if you ever end up in like a high-speed chase or something.
I've helped drive these, but I haven't done them enough times.
You'd probably be the most experienced with it, but it still doesn't mean you get to add your proficiency.
you motion towards Argus, right?
I
Yes.
did motion to Argus, yes. I keep forgetting that I have to emote myself.
Yes. We'll be fine.
Yeah, should be okay.
Worst case, someone could speak with animals and tell them
I
to
mean,
do something.
I can prepare speak with animals.
We don't have any yet.
Speaking of which,
What if we roll giant
Sofka
spiders? Ooh.
and Sofka and Argus, please roll survival check to see if you can have a little bit more of an information as what the dangers that may await them in such travels.
19.
That's a nat one.
Oh no!
The city's your baby, not the wilderness. The druid, the city druid.
19.
19. One of the biggest dangers to underground travel are spots in which there are possible traversals into the Underdark. The Underdark is a very dangerous, deep, 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 whole nother world that encompasses nearly the entirety of the circumference of the planet. That has extremely dangerous creatures that lie in wait and are specifically designed to be predatory in that dark and dreary and forsaken environment. Forsaken, maybe not so much, but there are, from what you know, two big entrances to the Underdark that you're aware of. One is right near Steer Crag, this massive scar on the ground that is actually a good, almost 100 miles long. It's a massive, very, very wide, massive chasm, huge scar into the earth. And then there's also one that is southeast of Steer Crag, which is almost level as far as latitude ways with Minheim, that's over to the east. It is where an underwater estuary, big, massive, it's almost like a large sea or ocean under there that then empties out down to the Underdark with a big waterfall. Mostly is created by snowmelt that veers down and trickles down through the water, through the land into the underground. Those are the most dangerous spots. However, it doesn't mean that Underdark creatures don't make it just to the regular underground. Also, we've got things like goblins, grimlocks, mind flayers, like spiders, like salamanders. There's lava tubes you've had to deal with. There's a whole host of things that could happen. Cave-ins, purple worms. It is very dangerous. And dangers can come at you, like I said, in 3 dimensions. So there's a reason why people hire people to keep them safe. And even if they do, they can still be never heard from again. One of the peoples that you know of, specifically, that can be very dangerous, that are an entire civilization, are Drow, Dark Elves. However, you are also very familiar that Drow and Dark Elves are not inherently bad people. They just have old traditions that sometimes some are brainwashed and their mind is a certain way. Sometimes they are just a product of their upbringing and their civilizations that make them think certain things. But there are many peaceful Drow that live among Thul Morbed. A half-elf Sofka over here is testament to that, and other cities. There's a couple Drow up from where you're from. Every once in a while they get looks, but no more looks than no, he's a little bit worse. Unfortunately, actually, look, seeing a Drow and a dwarven gnomish city is probably better than seeing a bugbear in an overworld city. To be honest,
wow.
They're still people, and it's just that there have been known raiding parties of those that live down deep in the Underdark, because there are the types. There are types of Drow. Yeah, there's completely different cultures. There's parts of Drow that live, or Dark Elves that live in just the regular regular underground, whereas the ones from the Underdark have a bit of a worse reputation, being farther removed from the world and being the product of their own civilizations and cultures. Granted, it doesn't mean that you should let your guard down. They are very hardened and specialized warriors. And in the dark of the underground, no one matches their abilities.
Till I get sunlight.
Daylight.
Disadvantage.
All right, let's go.
All right. I guess
Unless you guys want anything else from Milladonna.
I guess just say
If you're buying any more drugs.
Well, she could only make the 2.
Okay.
So.
They give you the blue and the red, or did you want the green?
No, just blue and the red. Well, because it's not like that. The green was going to take longer if we did the blue and the red. So.
Okay. So they give you a pouch of blue, and a pouch of red. They hand it to you, and you reach out to grab it, and then they grab your hand with their other hand. Please be very careful. Please know what you're doing. I don't want to hear that you exploded.
I can't say it hasn't happened yet, but
Do you want
I'm
me to
still alive.
walk you through the process of microdosing?
Yes.
Okay.
How about you walk one of us
Yeah.
through that
Yes,
process?
please.
And
How
we'll
about
help
both of you sit down? So, if you grow out your pinky fingernail
Oh God.
and you take it to just if you can barely fit it on the very tip of your pinky fingernail, take a little bit of that with water and food. You can either metabolize it or snort it, either way, but make sure you have water and food with it. This will help stop the cravings, but I highly suggest you find a way to get off of the stuff. It is not a good life to live, I promise.
It's so far just been for emergency use, but there's been a lot of emergencies.
I understand. Well, hopefully the emergency isn't that you explode.
Well, that's only happened on purpose once.
I do not promote the use of this, but I cannot stop you from buying it, and I will not stop you from selling it, as I owe you much favors. You got it. All right. Is there anything else I can do before I never see you again?
Well, you might not.
Never say never.
Yeah.
My friend. We hug.
He reaches out, and you embrace him. Them. You embrace them, and they squeeze you for a moment. Before pulling you out and putting their hands on your shoulders. Stories.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for all your help.
Right.
It is the least I could do. If you ever find any more of that blue dust you were talking about, I would love to take a look at it.
Like I said, if we are back this way and we have a surplus, we'll make sure we stop by.
So the other individual, the female that was following with you, is no longer part of your entourage?
She unfortunately was captured along with the lizard man, the dragonborn.
I understand. So should I meet them with hostility if I see them again, or let you know?
Caution.
Definitely a heavy dose of caution.
Understood.
And-
Should I ever meet with Melodonis?
Mm-hmm.
She was inside. She was just off to the side.
And do not trust them.
Treat them the same I do everyone else in the city, then.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Understood. Is there anything else I can offer you before you head on your journeys?
Don't think so, but thank you again for all that you do for us
You've
and
done
for
plenty.
them.
Of course.
Thank you for being you.
Yes. And being willing to put up with the shit outside, so to speak.
Milodonith looks at you, and you see their eyes become a little tearful. It's been a long time since I had that. Thank you. All right. Well, back to the grind. Back to my job. Where will you be? Do you need to be leaving from the back or the front?
The back.
Definitely the back.
All right.
We were never here.
Got it. Except you were.
I was here, yes.
You still have the beard on? Did you sleep with a beard on?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Right, because if you wear it for a certain amount
Like
of
10
days,
days, it becomes
I think
real.
it's 7, isn't
yeah,
it?
you have a chance of it becoming real.
Every 7 days.
That's fantastic.
A cumulative 25% chance. So the first 7 days, I've got a
Yeah,
1 in 4.
And after 14 days, you have the 50% chance.
Yep.
And so on and so forth.
Until it's permanent. But then the magic item disappears.
Yes.
And it just
dissolves.
becomes my
It
beard.
just becomes your beard.
I still
I'm
want
gonna have to
call.
get fucking James to draw a beard on you now. Okay. You guys, he's like, well, you know where to go, so you can see yourselves out.
May you and your children be safe, my friend.
God's willing. I will keep your liver piece safe until I need it. I will do experiments on it, but I'll keep it intact. Should you ever desire some sort of divination, it will be here.
That reminds me, I gave you a zombie eye to preserve.
Oh yeah, if we need a target
Yes,
to
of
look
course.
at,
I
check
brought
on
you
her?
another one that you can now use for your own.
that gives us a
It's-
really good
right, little
target.
For scrying?
Wonderful.
Yeah,
I mean, you can
Thank you.
scry on them in general.
sure. But I mean, like if you scryed on her, she would have the chance to repel it, right?
They.
Potentially very dangerous.
They would. Whereas if you scryed on his
That's
liver
for you.
piece,
Good for you to have.
So I'll do my best, but
you
my
auto
healing
succeed,
practice is
kind of.
pale in comparison to that of the temples.
Yeah, it's only going to be wherever
In
they
the
keep,
shop.
they keep the liver piece.
Please, if you ever feel that it's a danger, please destroy my liver.
Of course.
Can always get another one.
I'm always prepared to burn this place down and start anew if I need to. I could follow my ancestors' suits and just live in the woods. Oh God, I don't want to live in the woods. leads you downstairs, says a tearful goodbye, and you head out through the sewers. You guys are headed towards the entrance to the triway. You're trying to first you have to go deeper into the catacombs, past the sewers into the catacombs, and then make your way towards the triway. So I'm going to say, just for this, just because there are denizens here, roll a survival check, Sofka, at advantage. This is your hood.
That is a 21.
21. With relative ease, you are able to avoid most dangers here. Every once in a while, someone slips and gets all over there, and it sucks. But you move forward. You find yourself not as deep as the pre-Kenran catacombs, but in the Dwarven catacombs. And you come to where you think this is supposed to be. However, you can see quite clearly that there's a wall here that has been strongly fortified to stop said travel any further in this direction. And if you remember correctly, the Triway was built during the First Triumvirate, during the war, so it's probably correlated with the times when it was built with the Dwarven catacombs, so they specifically made it that people couldn't infiltrate the thing. However, you could go deeper.
Well, there's no really other way to get out, so I guess we kind of have to.
Can I, like, walk up and down the wall a little bit to, like, see if I can find a place where maybe a smuggler or something is, like, created a passageway, or, like, I don't know, something along
You're
those
lines.
lines.
For an alternative.
Yeah.
I understand. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
A break in the wall.
Silly me, I forgot to cast mage armor. Mage armor.
26.
Gonna get you.
I know.
26. You keep rubbing your hands against the seams and the crown molding of the stone on the ground. It's austere, but it's still beautiful. It's this. You're very familiar with this type of stuff. That is just older and just has a more classical theme to it. And you move your fingers along the seam, and over in the right hand corner, pushed up against the wall, it appears that there is another seam, but it's like it's not symmetrical with the other side.
Can I try to see it? Like, can I try to pull it open or see if there's
no. It's the there's a seam. It's not flush, but that you can't get your fingers in there.
Okay.
But it definitely. But there's something there that's not.
Can I?
Like, it doesn't follow the rule of the law of thirds of this design.
Can I look around for some sort of a button or trigger or latch?
What specifically? Yeah, what specifically?
I mean, it's got to be something that you push, like you trigger it. It's got to be like a button.
Okay, go ahead and roll another investigation check.
23.
You roll so well on those.
It's expertise, man.
Yeah,
I got like
that's
a
a good
plus
point.
11 on that.
Ooh. You got it. Okay, so you there is a sarcophagus nearby with the stone relief of an individual that has been either buried or entombed here. You see that, unlike a lot of the other sarcophagi, there is a finger that is pointing straight up, out, or like perpendicular to the body, laying flat down. You pull. Which way do you pull the hand? Up towards the head or down towards the waist?
Or
Which way? Is it pointing towards the wall?
It's pointing straight up.
No, I mean, is it facing the wall?
Its feet are its body is parallel
Along
with
the
the wall.
wall. Okay.
Yeah, because like the corridor that is going towards the wall, then along the either side of it have alcoves with sarcophagi on them, and so the bodies are parallel with the dead end,
Okay.
as it were. And the hand, as it's laying flat on its back, the hand just sticks out perpendicular from its body, pointing straight up, in like an L fashion. If you make your elbow form an L.
Log, if you see any orcs, leave them alone.
Hey guys, I think I might have found a way. Hey, Conk, gently pull down on that arm.
Okay. Conk. The part of the seam now has a good 3 inches of. There's like a door that kind of moved over as a hinge, giving you a little bit more of a grip.
Okay.
Now pull.
I think we're good, guys.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay, who wants to pull the door open? It's a heavy fucking door.
Crowbar.
Clunk.
Alright. Who's doing it?
I guess. Me?
What's your strength?
14, so plus 2.
Oh, minus 2.
Oh
You
shit!
guys can-
Fucking strong twink.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, not cool.
That wasn't good. 14.
14. You get advantage because of the crowbar.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Can I try? Can I try with the
You
crowbar?
absolutely can try.
With
You
the
say,
crowbar?
you put your hand on Argus' shoulder and be like, "It's okay, buddy. Let me try."
And then I'll cast guidance on Sofka.
So that's a D4.
Yep.
No way this twink can do what you didn't do.
That is a 19.
19. Door opens.
He's got that primal strength.
Yeah.
Wow.
You
Oh,
didn't miss arm day, did you?
Cole's gonna lean down to Argus and go, wow, that's one strong elf, huh?
This door is short.
I gave her
It's like
guidance.
at most 5 feet, 5 feet
Who's
tall.
the
Those of you
magic?
who are over 5 feet have to
Duck
crouch
down.
in there. It's not meant for taller individuals.
This is a dwarf corridor.
It is also like one of those squat corridors where the wall here most likely is a good 40 feet wide, thick. 40 feet thick this wall is before it empties out into something else. Somebody did not want anything to be connecting these areas for good reason. But somebody, slowly but surely, carved out a little smuggler's tunnel.
I wonder who.
As we're walking, I really hope this doesn't shut on us.
Log, you're hunched over.
I
and,
just go wolf.
Okay, you go wolf. Sofka, you're hunched over, bent at a 90-degree angle.
Because how tall are you right now?
Cole too, probably.
5'7".
Oh, yeah.
Cole's
I'm
6 foot.
actually, no, I'm not. I'm an inch taller than Sofka is.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm the tallest in the group? No, you're the tallest in the group, but then I'm
Yeah.
the tallest now
Are
because
you 6 foot?
I'm 6 foot.
Are you
yeah.
including your ears? Because if you're including your ears, they just go flat.
No, I think they would measure from the top of the head just like we do.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so y'all have to do this really awkward crouch.
Hunched over walk.
It
Yeah.
sucks. It's bad for your back. Not great.
I hate squats, guys.
It's squat day. You guys, you can go part of the way. Eventually, it opens up. It opens up to a small area that's about 15 feet wide and 5 foot deep. Before there's another seam in the door, or in the wall ahead. It appears to be a dead end, but there's a seam.
Start looking around for another button.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Here, let me help you.
This thing's
I-
gonna close.
You just said it so dead.
31.
31.
Rolled a nat 20.
Whoa. Okay. You don't find anything.
What?
You don't find anything, but you realize it occurs to you that, if this is smuggler tunnel, it probably is meant to be worked on. There's probably got to be someone on the other side
No.
to get this to work properly. But you also realize that you could probably force it too.
There's a little gap that we can see through.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you Misty step over there?
You can't see through it. It's just a crease. It's like.
Will my spider be able to squeeze through it?
That's a very good point.
Yeah,
because they can
because
just
They can poof.
Yeah, I mean, they're.
Well,
but
you have to
also-
poof to a spot you can see, but that's a
No.
very good point.
No.
It doesn't say that
Really?
you can see.
Yeah.
Alright, but if you
I'm
poof
double
them into a spot that has stuff in it, they take force damage and then they go away.
Right.
For real?
Did your servant too, right? You could make that appear.
No, servant, you have to save.
No.
No, you don't.
Sir,
Really?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
what I did.
I remember
What
looking
is
that
with
one up
these
last time.
fucking companion spells?
In any unoccupied space within 30 feet of you.
Whoa. Okay, so here's the deal. Who do you trust more to push a heavy button?
The one that can move 30 pounds.
Yeah, so I'll take out my book, start singing the song.
You gotta get out of wolf form.
Yeah. Well, so yeah.
Oh
So,
god, you're just
so I poof and I'm
hunched
like
over.
Yeah.
cramped.
You pull out the book. Oh God, lock!
I got it.
Someone gets Icar on them. You don't know who. By the way, it's pitch dark in here. So unless you guys have light up,
Yeah.
Don't light your book on fire.
you want to light a fire in this enclosed space?
Cole would have light on since he can't see
Sure,
Jack.
sure.
She has
Right.
light.
and I don't need it. So
You don't need it. Cool. So you do it, and you hear.
That's true.
Do you want it to appear on the other side?
yeah.
How far?
How thick was the?
Initial.
We
It's
don't
about a
know.
foot thick. How far do you want to put it on the other side?
So that's all I have would be 3 feet.
3 feet. Okay. You feel the spell complete, and you just hear Bagok.
Does anyone speak Bagok?
If you give me 10
Not even a
minutes,
chance.
if you give me 10 minutes, I can
But
kind
you
of.
can read it. You can't speak it.
No, I can't speak it back, but I can still understand it.
You can understand it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
Now,
speak chicken.
the rule of the unseen storm is that it can't speak.
Yeah.
It can't do anything. But this is just what you hear in your mind. Bagok, like the sound it makes when it gets summoned. A very, very polite Bagok.
Especially now that you know what it looks
You
like.
have a chicken butler.
Hey, at least I can do shit. All right. Look for a button. Look for an arm to pull. A lever.
Okay. It follows your instructions.
Oh no.
It's not gonna find it.
Whenever TJ says those words.
You hear it.
What?
Give him some credit.
He had a 50-50 chance to push the thing the wrong way. And he rolled really well.
I was wondering.
I mean, this log servant, I didn't think that was going to work.
He's got a 50-50 chance.
I wonder if it's.
We should close this behind us. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, so that we are not followed. Yeah.
So now that this is unlocked, let's go shut the other end.
And you, as you walk through, you see there are two like stone reliefs, larger, like built into the wall, much bigger than the actual on lids of the sarcophagus. Is about 10 foot tall. Two dwarves with axes on either side of this wall, just kind of being like marking the end of, or like a dead end, or like of a work road, as it were. And one of their hands is just pointing straight out.
Good job. Good job.
It's now pointing down, and as you push the door closed or pull it up, it closes again.
Well, but the other side too. That's what you were talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you have your servant go push up the other arm?
Was it within 60? You said it was 40 feet, right?
He was 40 feet thick.
So yes, I can move him 60, or as long as he's within 60
He has to
feet.
stay within 60 feet,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
So-
yeah, you can absolutely have him do that.
Walk back to the entrance that we came in.
Mhm.
Have him go out to the statue and push the arm up.
So I tell him all that. And
So you trap him.
so I can just resummon him.
Yep. Is it? You could just ritually cast him. Right?
Yeah.
So I can.
It's
That's
one
what
of
So you guys were stuck in that cramped space for 10 minutes while song.
Yep.
He sings the song for 10 minutes every time. Yeah.
I'm dancing to his humming.
Every time.
I'm hitting my
God.
head up
You see the
against the
two
top.
little guys just dancing.
You guys are vibing.
You see Cole just
Fucking jam.
God, I hate this song so much right now.
Can
Yeah,
you
the
do
just
like a
like,
counter melody or something at least?
It just like worms its way into your head, and then
Yeah.
you just like.
Yeah, I mean it just that never
This
ends.
is where you get the idea to do the
That's exactly what I'm saying.
perfect. Okay, so you guys are for all intents and purposes, Argus, you notice that this is the austerity and the design of the Tri-Road. However, it looks to be like an old, like offshoot that was never finished. So you realize, like, okay, if we're an offshoot that was never finished, the only thing that we'd have to worry about is possibly a guard post before we get back onto the main road. But that it could be or could not be. It's kind of a crapshoot on that one.
Okay. There could be guards, there could not be guards, but that's our world anyway.
That's true. I did prepare a charm person today in case something like this happens and we have to talk our way out of it. Just
I thought that's what Cole was for.
It's backup. It's backup.
Sometimes I say stupid things. I mean, I hang out with Log all the time.
It rubs off. I get it.
Or like if we were split, you know, it couldn't depend.
We arrived yesterday, and we weren't allowed into the city, so we came down this offshoot to camp. And
Right, because the city was on lockdown, martial law.
Now we're gonna go. We've decided to just go back north.
I cast disguise self as Rick Moranis.
How do you always come up with these? You're constantly like Danny Trejo, fucking Steve Buscemi, Danny DeVito,
Seth Rogen.
It's just like I just think, who are just some goofy-looking actors that you see around?
Fantastic.
I still like the one I sent you like last week. Or 2 weeks ago.
Because I have to like sometimes save the good
Oh
ones
yeah,
for,
yeah,
for
no,
the
that
right
was a pretty
moments.
good one.
Are you speaking like him as he was in Ghostbusters, like that same character?
I am the gatekeeper. Are you the keymaster?
Okay, who brought the dog?
I'm also thinking like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah.
Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves.
I'm more thinking
Honey, we blew up the kid.
Canadian Rick Moranis.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Yay. Which one was that? We're getting off topic. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
We're a bunch of 30-somethings. This is what we grew up with. Deal with it.
Besides.
Rick Moranis is so
educating Theo at
cute,
the same
though.
time.
I wonder what he looks like now.
Oh, don't
Fuck,
go there.
okay.
Don't look it up.
Really?
Don't
is he
go there.
super ugly
Yeah.
now? No.
He was on a commercial. I don't
Why
remember
do
what
you
that was.
think?
I mean, they don't have to be like ugly, just goofy looking.
He really wasn't that bad, but
But he was always goofy looking.
yeah, he always was.
I don't remember what commercial that
He
was.
doesn't look that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't look that
That's
bad.
what I mean. Like that's what I'm saying.
Kind of looks like Liam O'Brien.
Just an older, nerdy.
Oh, he was in a
version.
commercial with Ryan Reynolds. I
Yeah.
see.
Yes.
Alright.
For the
So
for his
comparatively-
self-
He is Mint Mobile.
Right.
Anyway, moving on from
Right,
us
so
talking
you're-
about 80s movies.
So you're now okay. Cool.
Do you have the
In case we run
glasses?
into anybody.
Right.
Do you have the thick frame glasses? Ooh, this is a hard question.
It is. Well, because
Do you know what glasses
I was
are?
going to say, because I don't think Log would necessarily know, but he does have a gold monocle frame.
Yes.
Oh, so you just put that up?
So yeah, so I'll just put in the
It
gold
doesn't
monocle
have a
frame.
lens.
It doesn't.
It's just the frame.
Well, so what's this one's name?
What do you mean? What this one?
What should we call you? What's your name? Right
I mean,
now?
are we? You've had names for the other ones, right?
Out of game, yes.
No, I mean, like you introduce yourself as a different name every time you have a different face. So
No, it's always John.
That's true. It is always
It's-
John.
it's
it is
always
always
John.
John.
I mean, you know, there's a John. Everybody knows a John.
Well, that's like all of his servants are
Sure.
Yorick.
John's
so.
such a. That's the thing. Like John is actually a rather rare name in this world because it's a biblical Christian name.
Right.
So. So it's definitely not like when you have people like Pernua and fucking Zemdak walking around. There's not very many Johns.
It-
Is it
it could
John
be
or
spelled-
John?
Oh, let's go. Yeah,
Like
it could be
John.
Jawn.
JO''AN John.
John or John?
J-H-A-N?
Yeah.
John?
Yanni.
Yanni? Are you Yanni?
Yanni.
I
yes.
turn myself into Yanni with like little flute.
You did this. This is not a flute.
Well, you know the sax or
You
whatever,
played it.
whatever
This,
he does.
this
He-
is
he-
a clarinet.
he-
That's a recorder. That's what you're playing.
Yeah,
No,
that's a
no.
recorded
He knows like a
It's a
a
soprano.
penny whistle flute.
No, he did soprano sax.
Soprano sax, yeah, that too. He was more of a conductor, but yes. My father was a big fan of Nani. Oh my god, let's play the Indian!
I've tried a couple of times.
We spent like 5 minutes talking about.
Oh god.
We are definitely showing our age right now.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay,
Sorry, guys.
so
All right, so
John.
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 John. Argus is
You
trying to
don't
pronounce
mess
it
with
like,
me, y'all.
like, I'm not getting it. John? No, just John. John? No, just John. Shasha. I'm really trying. How are you not getting this?
See, the way we keep saying it now, all I'm hearing is, you don't mess with Jahan.
Oh, and remember, call me Boots.
Right, from
Right.
now on.
Oh, does your family
Wait.
own like a garnet mine or something like that? Or is it...
Yeah, I mean, in the city, if you're not one of the main guild families, it's more like on loan, on lease.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, my family
I just wondered
leases.
with you picking garnet.
Yes.
Yeah, Boots Garnet Flake.
Yep.
All right, Boots. Okay.
We lease a very far out, not so profitable garnet mine.
All right.
Log gonna be good with this?
He's wearing boots.
Right.
I am also wearing boots,
Or just
but I'm John.
You boots too?
John?
John.
just call me whatever first nickname pops into your head. That's not Gizmo.
Bigsby.
Boots.
No, I don't like that.
There's too many names.
Look.
Okay.
Just think
Bug
about
and
it for a
Pubble.
while.
Look at me. The first thing you see, call me that.
Short.
I will answer to short.
Shoddy.
Shoddy.
Shoddy craftsman work.
S-H-A-W-T-Y. Shoddy.
Be Boots, you know.
I will answer to that.
Shoddy. Hey, Shoddy. Hey, Shoddy, you got that good? I need some cure wounds over here.
All right.
Okay. All right, and we turned around. Great.
Push the door arm back up behind us.
Bye. Bunga.
Oh, you'll be back.
Bunga.
I wonder if it's the same spirit every time you call it.
I mean, do you want me to sing the song again? I'll do
No,
it.
I mean, we don't really have a way to talk to him, so we don't know for sure. But I'm wondering if it's the same guy every time,
Right.
or if it's a different chicken creature.
The last one didn't say bagaw.
That's true. The first one didn't.
Yeah, so this is the third time. The first two didn't say bagaw.
So maybe it's a different.
Maybe it's the first one back and he's upset with you because you blew him up.
I didn't blow him up. Gizmo blew him up. Oh, wait.
The second
Short
one.
blew him up.
Boots.
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 Boots blew him up.
Oh my God.
How was that my fault?
Moving on.
I mean, it was more of a we blew him up situation.
Okay. Boots and Trisheni blew him up.
Yes.
We're arguing as like we're
This is peak
walking.
D&D, guys.
We're walking down the hall.
Guys, D&D is the best
Walking.
game ever. Please play this game. All right, so moving forward.
The
What is it
roguelike
that you
aspect is
guys?
the best part of this game.
What are you doing? Like, because
Holding hands and skipping.
we're off to see the triumvirate. The wonderful
I was just about to break out.
Yes!
I mean, is there protocol for walking? Like, do we need to stay towards the edges?
Oh, you mean like it's the same thing as like if you were on a road, just stay on the right side.
Cool.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
But granted, this seems to be an offshoot road that has a dead end, so it's not in use.
Right.
So when you rejoin the actual main thoroughfare of the Triway, you don't know what it is you're going to encounter. Whether it is a checkpoint, or a guard post, or nothing at all.
Spiders and trolls. So
Yeah, we're just
Or a cave in, you don't know.
perfect.
Okay.
So,
nonchalantly walking.
and you are aware that if you continue to walk, it's a small, short incline, like a little bit of an incline, maybe like a 10% grade. You're headed up that way. The thing you do know is that with the limits of your dark vision, if there is a checkpoint or a guard tower, by the time you see it, it's too late.
Unless they have a light.
Unless I'm
See
in
it.
front.
Sure. Do you want to be stealthing in front?
I think that's our best bet, considering I'm a big fluorescent thing that they can see from a
Do you
mile
want
off.
to turn your light off?
I can't see shit.
I mean, we could
dark
hold.
vision.
Yeah, we could hold each other's shoulders.
You
No,
can
no,
hold your
like-
hands and scan.
That's what I was going
I
for.
have dark vision prepared.
I mean, if you want to use that spell, that's up
Lasts
to you.
for 8 hours.
It
I know,
does.
but
But it's only one person, right?
right.
That's
so
okay.
we would still need something else
Well,
for
actually,
I can look through Shakar's eyes. It's alright. I'll be able. If he stays on my head, it'll be okay.
What's the dark vision of the owl?
120 feet.
right? So you can just sit on your shoulder and you can warg into him constantly.
Yeah.
Or
And you can just see.
and here,
The Caleb
still,
octopus thing.
why,
Yep.
why
Yeah.
don't we have Shakar go ahead and check to see if there's a guard post?
An owl underground might be quite suspicious.
Well, I can send Twig.
I know, but
But Twig doesn't crawl that far, that
but
fast.
120 dark
What is the
vision.
perception of the spider? Does it say,
crap
like-
unless they're on a web.
Passive is 12.
No. I mean, their perception, like I believe it's like blind sight 10 feet or something.
Yeah.
With web, let's see.
It should be in.
It's not in
Well, so I mean, it says it has dark vision for 30 feet.
Can I just see the stat block because I know exactly where it is? Yeah, so senses, dark vision 30 feet. That's where it is. Yeah. So I can see 30 feet. But it is also a spider, so it blends in very well down.
But Shakar can see 120 feet. If
But a owl is very out of
True.
place
Very odd.
under the ground.
but could
Make sure it
Well-
looks like something else, though.
but would
Like a bat?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
I could, but it would take up the last of the 10 gold
Incense.
incense that I have. I wouldn't be
You
able
can
to.
steal logs.
I mean,
I say we just let Log
yeah.
okay.
stealth forward as maybe a wolf,
Yeah.
Okay.
and we follow behind him. You looking through Shakar, and do you want to cast dark vision on Cole, or do we just want to have him hold somebody's
Right.
shoulder?
I can do either one. We've done that before.
Once we get onto the Triwalk, we don't really need to stealth. It's
Right.
not really that going to be that big of a deal, but
It could be helpful though if we find
it could be.
ourselves in a pinch.
Yes.
Then that way you don't have to worry about casting a spell. You know, during
Putting
that
on a
time.
light and
Yeah.
making a beacon out of us.
Mhm.
Are you willing to spare a second level spell for us today?
Yeah. Well,
Granted, spell casting isn't really your foray.
yeah, not really.
Beast shape is your foray, so
Yeah.
you got
Right.
spells to burn.
Yeah,
I
you
do.
could use spells.
Yeah, sure.
That's what it's like
I said
for all
4 a.m.
of
at
you.
14.
Yeah, pretty much.
I hate you so much.
All the time, buddy.
It's even better for me.
Yeah, but Log's fun. I hate both of you.
I just tried to help man.
This to you.
No, I pointed at them. I pointed at Argus and
You're just
Zemdak.
highest.
Zemdak and Argus.
This is the first time I've been back underground.
You breathe in deep, and you smell the, not necessarily stale, but just familiar, dusty, underground, dank air. And you're like, home. I'm coming home. I'm
little-
coming home. Edward Sharp starts playing in the background.
do a little jig,
Yeah.
climb up onto Conk's back, and get in my
Call
little,
me Boots, Dink.
get in a little like my riding seat.
Cool. Get up on Conk. Conk is it's Conk at disadvantage on stealth.
Not disadvantage. He just doesn't have proficiency.
Okay.
Do I need to switch armor?
At least until we're on the main road, probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
Well, if you do, your AC goes up, doesn't it?
Because no, I've already put the higher AC armor. I can put on my my one that doesn't give me disadvantage on stealth.
Your studded leather.
But I leave it to 7.
It was a breastplate.
Remember, I stole some good armor.
Right. Okay, so you stealth forward. Go ahead and roll a stealth check. You're not invisible, so it's just a straight roll. Because most creatures down here have dark vision. 11. You move forward a little bit, and then you feel like, you feel like, oh no, did I get kennel cough?
Oh.
Poor Mog.
No.
And it just kind of like goes down the area. You wait for a moment, you don't hear anything. You continue forward. Looking 120 feet ahead, as the slope starts to level out and join a thoroughfare, doesn't appear to be anything there. Looks like there's ruins or some sort of remnants of what possibly could have been like a small alcove with a chair in it that might have been sat, but at the moment, whatever forces that would be stationed here, probably busy in Karadim.
I mean, they called for help.
Just so you're aware, I know. This little pillow dragon over there. Just so you guys are aware, especially Argus, you would know this, is that the guards or whatever that type of thing that would patrol the Triway aren't necessarily the Crystal Brand. They're whatever of the forces of the local city that they can spare to like patrol that area and make like a somewhat large perimeter around the city. They consider it more of like an early warning system for if any incursions were to happen or whatever. Granted, so there are spheres of influence throughout those small cities, and in between is anybody's guess. If there's a contingent traveling from one place to one place, they'll do their best, but...
So here it would most likely still be the
Stone Swarm.
And that's why they're not here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That might help us.
It's still odd though that they wouldn't protect this area, right? Like,
I mean, they've lost a lot of people.
They've also
to
got
the
a
zombie
lot
going on.
Yeah, they're also checking the population that's still around, right?
Yeah, they're still doing like a person by person.
However,
It's just this is the main road, you know? Like, you would think that this, if anybody was trying to escape, they would check this place.
Log, you do see as you crest that area
Sure
off
they
to the
have.
right,
I
about
don't
100
expect
feet
anyone
down,
to be able to get out.
a massive, beautifully decorated dwarven stone, just door or gate. Think of it more like a portcullis, except it's solid, and it just has the relief of those types of spikes that under like that upside down spiked fence. That's just a good 50 feet wide, 40 foot tall, solid door of stone. That looks as though it could be lifted to move up to open this way, and it's just shut. Nothing's getting through that unless you're using magic or you're mining into it.
Got another obstacle.
Is
Yeah.
that
That's
the way
to
we're
the
going,
right.
or the
That's
other way?
I'm sorry. That's to the south.
Okay, that's not-
heading back. That's
Gotcha.
probably the gateway from the city into the Triway.
False alarm.
And it is closed, shut, like quarantined. Shut.
Like, that's the wrong way.
patrol.
We're not going that way.
Because it's shut.
They've just closed it off.
They've completely closed it off. They Security 4 most likely has enacted pandemic protocols, which pretty much means nobody's fucking leaving the city. We're not letting this spread, and we're closing the Triway. And everyone who's infected needs to report so we can petrify them before we can figure this out. And then only then, once we are sure that everybody here is not infected, which could take weeks, months, years, which means this entire city is quarantined for a long time. It's already attacked.
So right at the entrance, like where this tunnel opens up into that ruins area, I want to draw like kid chalk mark on the ground,
Sure.
like
Labyrinth style?
like a small little like fire, just like a simple little flame.
Sure. Just like a mote of flame.
Yep.
Just as like a marker for you. Cool. Easily done.
Are you doing like our party symbol?
Yep.
Cool.
Nice.
Argent Flame was here.
Put a little, flame in the middle of it.
I doubt we'll ever need it, but if we ever need our way back into the city, this may help us find this tunnel again.
Better to be prepared.
Okay. You guys report back to the group saying, given the all clear, and you guys start heading down the triway, north. Let's do some travel stuff, guys. You ready? I spent weeks making travel encounter tables. I'm so excited. Anything else you guys would like to do before you begin your travel for the day? It is a trudging drudgery, to be sure.
Does anybody now understand why, like, the sky is kind of scary?
No, but I get why.
Yeah, but I knew that from the beginning.
So to give you guys a little bit, to paint a picture for you, the triway is about 25 feet tall by 30 feet wide. So it's kind of like a stout rectangle that just goes and just winds its way through the mountain range and splits off. Every so often you easily see, whether it be a creature that bored a hole into a wall somewhere, or there's an actual mined tunnel off. They're constant. They show up. It'll be like, oh, there's that way. It's like walking through woods and seeing clearings every once in a while. They happen just as often. It happens a lot. So it's very, very easy to get lost in here if you don't follow the triway.
Yep.
Granted, I mean, there's no way to explore or mine if you don't take your chances too. So.
I get now. I don't get it because this is closing in. The sky is nice and open. I don't see the problem.
I guess it's opposite. Right. This is home.
It's so far up there.
I mean, this is more likely to collapse on us than the sky is.
I mean, look.
It was cut by dwarves.
I guess you're offended by that.
It was cut by dwarves. It's not gonna fall on.
I mean, but look at Locke. He's like almost running into the ceiling, just walking down the street.
He's
I
running
mean, he
into
is
anything.
by
as he's
no
walking.
means 25 feet.
I know, but I'm exaggerating.
Sure. Like, it's pretty much, it's big enough to have large contraptions go through here and still have room for another side. Like, there's 15 feet on each lane.
Dwarven war machines.
Yeah, dwarven war machines can easily make catapults. Entire contingents can easily go through here and still allow traffic to go on the other side. It was specifically built for this express purpose.
To
allow,
resupply
yeah,
Carradine.
yeah, not only that, but also to allow immense amounts of traffic to go back and forth infinitely. The other thing is that at some times you notice that you're not, because there's no like sky to level out your equilibrium, you feel like you're standing at an angle and your like ankles are a little weird, almost like the tunnel itself is twisted or tilted or slanted, just to kind of avoid certain harder spots of rock. And so it's really hard to find get your bearings as far as what is the horizon level, because there's just no reference down here. So you could very easily like trip and fall and not realize that you're falling until you get that sense of weightlessness. So scary. Dwarves and gnomes are used to that. You guys, if you don't have the horizon, what the fuck? You're probably okay. But the rest of you are like, especially you.
Well, I spent a lot of time in a mine.
That's a very good. That's a very good point. It's a very good point. So you're probably okay, but it's not nowhere near as much of effect as this is. But yeah, you're probably okay. You are having a real tough time.
I mean, guys, like, real quick. I'm good for a day. My mental health might be a little triggered by this. Just, I was stuck underground when I was a little girl for like a couple years, and there was no way out. So, just putting it out there that I might be.
Oh, right, you might be triggered by this.
A little, yeah. Moving forward, just so. Just
I'll let you
FYI.
know if that becomes an issue, and I'll have you roll a wisdom saving
Perfect.
throw to pull yourself out of it. Cole, you've dealt with harsh conditions before. This is fine. This is okay. You're okay. But then you're like, okay, maybe not as okay as I thought. You're doing your darndest to like make it be okay, but it's still like you can't help but feel claustrophobic because you're used to like the crisp, cold, open air and white everywhere, and then there's just nothing but black and gray here.
Yeah. Be okay to shut it.
Okay, alright. You know what? We can do Sky Lounge every day and pretend to be outside for a bit. It'll be fine. It'll
I mean,
be good.
you can always use the dome too and see the snow and everything like that.
That'll be really nice. And do some nice snow globe effects. That'll do. All right, thank you.
Okay. Anything else you guys would like to do to prep before you continue on your travel north? Just so you know, let me just do some calculations here real quick.
You know.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken,
We are not singing any more of that song. Just
Nope,
Disney
that
knows.
was
We're all done.
That was the extent of it. That's all I was going.
can I borrow somebody's pencil real quick?
Everybody's prepared for battle in case we're ambushed. Nobody needs to
This came out a lot.
mage armor or
Or you made
do anything.
Did you make armor with me today? Or?
I kind of don't have that anymore.
Oh wait. So
Are you
wait.
wearing real armor now?
Yeah.
Yes, I've got
You've
studded.
got your studded.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a little squishier than I used to be, but I was already squishy, so you know.
Okay. So stay farther back, and then you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my plan.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Theoretically.
Except for we're having him take point right now because he can see further than anybody else.
Once we're on the triway,
Right,
though,
I
I
know.
think we can just group back up.
So, you are distinctly aware that it's about 250 miles before you get to an intersection where you're going to have to go west. And then you're going to have to go about another 200 miles before you reach Minheim. This is an offshoot. Because Minheim, remember,
Is not directly off the tri-road. Yeah.
right, is not only is it not directly, well, technically the road to Minheim is, but Minheim, remember, half of it's in the overworld and half of it's underground.
Right.
So you have to get to to get from directly under the mountain range west to where the not the summit, the
Foothills are.
the foothills of
Before we address today, make sure you message your.
Yeah.
So
Don't let your mom
traveling-
panic too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So
we'll
traveling
message
by foot. Oh my god, this is so funny. Traveling by foot, you guys will move. I believe it's 24 miles per day.
That makes sense.
If you're using it at a normal pace, 30 miles if you're moving at a fast pace.
Yeah, that sounds.
I think it's just normal.
Yeah, I have the table right here.
Walking pace.
So, in order to get to the first intersection, it's going to take you,
11 days.
just about
It's like
10 and a half days. 10 and a half
We
days.
really need a vehicle.
We'll be a month ahead of the baker's dozen.
And then about 8 more days to get to Minheim.
Yep. So 3 weeks. 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, this is how long it takes. It's a big fucking map. Granted, you will be about 2.5 weeks underground with no sunlight. You do walk through. You do realize that as you're walking down the tri-road, that there are every once in a while a light glimmers, and you're like, "Oh, okay, that one's still working." Remember, these things are thousands of years old, and they're meant to work eternally. So there are sometimes embedded some sort of like magical crystals in the side that appear to be glowing and do kind of like street lights, except it's impossible to maintain. Well, not impossible. It's extremely difficult to maintain these for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of miles. So, who wants to roll for the first day?
This is the D100, right?
Yes, and this will be the third of High Lock, I
Yeah.
believe.
I think it's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Theo hasn't done it yet.
Theo,
Come
yeah,
on,
Theo
Theo.
hasn't traveled with us yet, so.
Ooh, that was interesting.
10.
Oh,
So wait, this is the fourth of High Lock now, or still the third?
It's still the
third.
third.
This
Right,
is
just
the
making sure I
third.
got the timeline correct.
Okay, you guys hit an easy like 5% grade decline that is a far more easier to traverse than just a flat or an incline. So you guys gain a day. So you guys travel throughout the day. So this counts as 2 days of travel. So you only have 8.5 days left. Someone keep track of this because I'm absolutely going to lose track.
I'm going to
Yes.
send my mother and tell her how long it's going to take us to get there.
You're going to send your mother? Okay.
Just tell her how long it's going to take us to get there.
Okay, that's all you say?
Yeah. Say we're on our way and this is how long it's going to take us to get there.
All right, I'm glad I heard from you.
About 18 days.
If I don't hear from you tomorrow, I'll go underground again.
Wow.
Because you didn't say anything else.
I said this is going to how long it's going to take us to get
Yeah, but you didn't say don't go underground.
Alright, then I'll cast it again and say, you don't have to go underground unless you see something that's gonna
Just be on alert.
just be aware, be ready.
Got it.
Till we get
Understand. Yellow code alert. I'll make sure that everyone's armed at all times.
Okay.
We're at code yellow,
Perfect.
not code red.
I'm good with that.
Code yellow. Yeah, no, she
long
doesn't
as-
fuck around.
As long as
Yeah.
everyone
She
is
is a
red.
boss ass bitch. She does not fuck around.
We are,
Love his mom.
we are at terror code orange, not
Terror code orange. Oh god, too real.
Back in the day.
Oh man.
We're not in green or
No, we're on the lookout, but it's not yellow. It's not red. It's like we're in orange mode right now.
Well, I mean, if I remember correctly from the old one, blue was like the clearest, and then it was like green, yellow,
Yeah.
orange, red.
They changed it so many times.
Does anyone else need me to cast sending this day for anything?
Keep checking on Eleazar.
What do you want me to?
I don't know. Just
We're thinking of them.
Hey, dude,
Is
you
he being-
alive?
Checking on you.
You could check on Paige.
Is he being?
I know.
Is he being experimented on?
the followers of Poop D wish to know how you fare. No, just yeah.
Like,
It's the only thing I can really think of is just every once in a while.
Cough if you're still alive.
I mean,
Are you being experimented on?
not even really
Why are
asking
you
you questions
holding
like,
him?
"Are you okay? Can you respond yet?"
Do you have all your pinky toes?
Right.
I just don't want him to think that we've completely just like
Abandoned it.
right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be every day. Just that maybe every other day or so we'll.
If you ever get a time, I'm gonna periodically check in and let us know if you ever figure out where you are
Yep.
in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Let us know however you can.
I think the only other thing, like I said yesterday, is just if we can do the whole like you turn into my look like my father and we try to contact him, that kind of thing. Just because if
We
what
can try
Michelle said.
tomorrow night if we don't run into anything.
Did we
Yeah.
decide
with your guy too.
like what happened to his? We gave him his sword and shield back.
No.
No.
I have his sword.
You have the sword.
And his armor. Oh
No,
no,
his
we didn't
armor.
collect
we
his
couldn't get
armor.
to his armor.
His armor was in prison.
His armor wasn't special.
It was
Us.
special
Well,
to him.
I'm about to say it wasn't special to us.
Beautiful.
I mean,
His mom mean.
Aww.
I guess so was mine. But I don't know
Well,
why
his
I didn't
mom
like
like painted it.
That's still really.
I'll make him a whole new set if we ever get him free. It's exactly the same as it was, but better.
Okay, so are you sending another sending today?
To him, right?
Yeah, to Eleazar, just checking in on him. And saying,
What I need to know what it is because he's
Cough
limited
if
in his
you're okay.
responses.
Respond if you can.
I'm going to check in on you periodically. Let us know if you can ever talk. If you're being experimented on or anything. I'm not expecting a response from him.
That's yes, right?
Yeah. That means he's being experimented on.
Or that he's confirming that he understands your message.
But I asked a question. That was his response to the question.
Fuck, man. That's what you hear. You read into it what you want.
I mean,
I mean, we can cast sending tomorrow. And ask if he's being.
Okay, so you guys rest on the. Are you setting up the dome?
Yes.
Okay, easily enough. You guys set up the dome. Do you want to stay on the tri-road proper, or do you want to move into one of these side tunnels?
But would it be safer to?
You
step
would be
above
like
and move?
blocking part of
I
the
think
tri-road
you'd
if
want to
you
go
did.
off into a tunnel.
yeah,
you
we find an
above the
offshoot,
dome.
and we
Because-
can't.
Easily enough. Someone roll an investigation check for me.
23.
23. Yeah. Fuck. Just
20.
expertise.
27.
Ooh! Zemdek's like, this one looks good, and she goes like, smacks your hand out of the way.
No,
No, this
that
one's
one.
better.
Sure, outsider.
It is wider, it's taller, it's deeper.
Is it like?
I mean, you
a little bit
always
of, like
want to go
light?
deeper.
That one's good
right?
for gnomes. So
I could
sure.
almost see like her being like, see, there's a little bit of light coming through there.
You go up, and it's just the like a piece of iron ore that's just
This one just
Refracting.
smells better.
You can't smell.
Exactly.
amazing. So you guys set up the tiny hut, and you guys bed down for the evening. Great. You wake up on the 4th of Hylock, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So the 4th of Hylock. Somebody please roll again for today.
Put a dick on
Do it.
Cole's face.
You have to be within 10 feet of them.
We're in the dome.
Okay. Both of you roll luck checks to see who wakes up first.
5.
8.
Okay, so you wake up, but you're just kind of in that, like, you're conscious, but you're just... The dome's still up. I'll just catch a little bit more shot at it. And you just hear...
Put a dick on Cole's face.
You over there trying not to choke on your... What a silly laugh.
It's like I roll a 12 and they both wake up with dicks on their face.
See, I was just reading a little bit about prestidigitation, so I have another idea that I could do. I'll do that, but I'll use the version of it to heat up a piece of non-organic matter and give him a hot foot.
Oh,
Like my
No.
sock.
Yeah, or like your boot.
technically socks and boots are organic matter because they are
Leather or...
Oh yeah, that's right.
they're
Yeah,
cotton and leather.
yeah it's true.
What about the buckle?
You could heat up his belt buckle,
Oh.
or you could just heat up.
I have a
Conk
better.
himself.
I mean, that's. I'm gonna
Technically,
wait.
it's not organic. It's non-living. So if it's
Oh,
dead...
is that what it says?
Oh, did I say non-living? Yeah,
Non-living.
So I could give him a hot foot. Yeah.
Yeah, you give him a hot foot.
Yeah.
You feel like you have athlete's foot.
Fuck.
How long does that last?
I
It's
can,
like an hour, right?
I can,
Yeah, something like that.
I can chill it back down, though. Like, I can
Yeah, up to 1 hour.
Prestidigitation battles, guys. Peak D&D.
Prank wars.
Prank wars.
So,
Look, your families are in danger. Prank wars!
It's called travel.
Right, you gotta do something.
We're under a lot of stress, okay?
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Gotta keep it light. Keep it tight. Keep it light.
I'll cool it down.
It's also what happens
after
when you
after a couple of minutes, like realizing what's going on.
Sure.
Cool my foot down.
Cool my foot down. Great, you do so. Who wants to roll for today?
I just
Kenton.
did.
What'd you get?
I don't know. I didn't read
71.
I don't know. I didn't read it.
it. Just being honest.
What was it?
71.
71.
No, I didn't.
You unfortunately move forward and find yourself at a 17% grade upward. It is a steep incline. You're unfortunately going to lose a day of travel here. So it's still 8.5 days to get where it is you're going. You find easily enough another alcove. Trisheni's like, "Yep, you're over here." It's not like a battle between the two of you. Actually, go ahead and roll investigation checks. This is fun.
Right, I bet I could find a better tunnel than you today.
I guidance Zemdak.
I love how like there's no allegiances. It's just like who's the underdog? Okay, it's their turn to win.
Yeah.
27.
27.
Oh shit!
both point
Both
the
of you
same
guys
place.
goes like that one,
Right.
and you smolder at each
what?
other.
Yeah, you know what? That's right. And high five. I high five Zemdak.
Boots!
Sorry,
Boots. I will get it. I
it's
promise.
like call me by my nickname. I gave it to myself. All right, cool. You set up the dome with relative ease, and you rest yet again. Anything that you want to change for your? I'm assuming that every day you're casting dark vision on our human boy over here.
All right. Does anyone want to talk to their people?
The next day you wake up the 5th of Highlock.
It will be, but we haven't.
We haven't rested.
Oh,
yet.
because you didn't do anything yet.
Yes.
We haven't. Yeah.
Okay.
I will cast Good Berry today, so everybody has good berries tomorrow.
Right.
But
Ooh, hungry. Didn't eat yesterday. Just mess.
What?
Come on.
She's been casting them.
I understand.
Like,
If you don't
I
say
swatch
it,
it out.
I prepared
I
great
swap-
water,
I
so we
swap it
also
out.
have that.
I swap it out. So if I create it for the day and then the next day, so then we always have something to eat. But I can still swap out a spell.
Okay.
Haha.
Well, it does last for 24 hours, so you'd have to eat them in the morning.
Yep.
Okay. And then you just don't, right, because it doesn't matter as long as it's the same day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're doing sending. What's happening?
I was asking if they wanted to talk to anyone. Or try.
I mean, I could always. We could always try and warn my family, but I don't know. I could always try and contact my mentor.
I
at
saw your
college.
mother in your vision.
I didn't know if you saw that one. I know she saw that one for sure, but I didn't know if you did.
That was
I'm
the
pretty sure
haunting
we're all
thing
there.
in the hotel room.
That was the
Yeah.
whole
We
room.
all
Everybody
saw
Oh, no, yeah, I know.
Did.
Yeah, I
She
saw
was the
that.
first one that you called out that time, so I remember that.
I saw that too.
Right, you were like, this is who I'm hanging out with.
It was like my first day.
That's right. That was your first. We had met you with the sewers and then went and took a rest. That's right.
What would you want me to try to say?
I don't know. How about we contact my mentor instead?
Okay.
What? I don't know how my parents are going to react to getting.
What's his name? Motherfucker, what's his name?
Why don't you come up with a message?
Yeah, because Argus never met him.
No.
Hey, random guy.
Well, yeah, that's,
Hey,
Rufino is my mentor.
Rufino what? What's his last name?
that's why I haven't asked you.
No. Morando. I did have you spell it out, but I do not remember how to pronounce it.
What is it?
Morando is how I have it spelled out.
Mordino?
Yeah. Morando.
Let me just double check here.
I could have that spelling wrong too. I was drinking when we did this.
Let's double check, motherfucker. Stop. It's me. Chill out. Rufino Morando. Morando.
That's how I spelled it. Yep.
Okay. So you know his name.
So,
You know what it looks like. But you don't know what he looks like.
I can. This is the other fun part about prestidigitation.
Well, it is a. You can make an illusionary trinket.
Image. No, actually, I can make an illusionary image that can fit in my hand.
It says, I believe it says trinket.
You can create a non-magical trinket or an illusory image that can fit in your hand.
Okay. I'll say the best you could do would give him a small bust of his face. You could do like a full body thing.
Okay, I can totally agree with that. That makes
Yeah.
total sense.
Um,
And that would be more detailed than like.
yeah,
a full
I would
body
say
one.
roll me a performance check to see how detailed and how well you can make this happen. Because
Let's
this
see
is
how
not
this
minor
works.
illusion. Minor illusion is much better at that type of thing. This is,
Okay. 9
9.
on a natural 1.
You would recognize him.
Yeah. I don't think this is gonna help. I recognize him.
It looks like a human.
Oh, that's not good. Because he's an elf.
Yeah, it looks like a human just with toothpicks sticking out.
This is why I haven't asked him to contact my family, because he'd just get a random gnome somewhere.
All y'all are racist. All gnomes look the same. All elves look
I
the
grew
same.
up with gnomes. I would know the difference on that one.
Yeah, but you've never met them, so again, it would be like trying to work off a picture.
Right.
So
So, yeah. I
could
haven't been in
certainly
contact
try.
with my
you
family
can
since I
certainly
left
try,
home.
but it's.
I don't know how they're going to react to a random stranger.
He knows your mother more than he does because he saw.
I know, but I'm
the
like,
phantasmal.
I'm explaining that
Sure.
I don't know how my family would react to somebody they don't know talking to them with a message about me.
Hi, I'm a friend of Cole's.
Is it better than not getting a message at all?
That's the problem. They may not
That's
even
a good
focus on that
question.
part. They may only focus on the part that you've heard from me.
Are you two by yourselves, or are we all in the dome together right now?
I think we're all in the dome
Okay.
together right now, just talking, trying to figure this out.
Well, if you guys are
Popping.
up, the dome is popped, but you guys are probably preparing your spells and getting your stuff together, getting your packs together as you're having this conversation.
Oh no, we were doing this before we went to sleep.
Bed, yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
then
on
don't
the
do this.
4th.
Well, I guess you could still be in the dome. It's just the dome will pop before you finish your rest.
Or just before we make the time. Whatever. It makes
But we're talking and then we're going to
It's
take our
fine.
rest.
It's fine.
It's
It's
a better
fine.
way to do it, yeah.
It's fine.
That's what we
Making dinner.
Sure.
I know my family would rather hear from me knowing I'm alive and knowing I exist and knowing I'm doing well than to
Yeah.
not.
I'm going to count that out and I'll send you a message real quick on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
because
I'll
you
have
can.
you sit
You
down.
have all day. Well, no. You can do it tomorrow. Or do you want to do it today?
It's more of I'm putting together the message so that way
I
you can
understand.
send it.
I understand. Okay. You got anything else? Anybody else want to do
Well,
another message or anything?
If
Yeah,
we
I have
can.
3 a day.
Okay. Hey, Cole, or I'm sorry, Log. Do you want to
You
play a fun
pooping?
game?
Sure.
All right, let's see if we
Charades?
can get. Yeah, not quite charades. Let's see how close you can get to pretending to be somebody by description.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, first look just like me, but all black.
Okay.
All right, now look just a few more gray hairs here and
Easy
here.
enough.
Okay. All right, a little more wrinkles here, and a little bit more of a furrowed brow.
I love this. It's like police sketching with disguised self. This is fantastic. Okay, cool. Roll a performance check for me, or no, because you're teaching him. Roll a performance check for me. Roll a charisma check. First, give me your performance check, because it's going to depend on whether it gives him advantage or not.
11.
Just double check that it really was as bad as I thought. Yep. 6.
6. Okay. At the end of describing what it is, it looks like your dad. If your dad was a cartoon character, like
I'm just working with what you're giving
like
me.
a two-dimensional Mr. Game and Watch cartoon.
I know. Okay, so I guess
Okay, and what's their name?
they're yeah, sorry.
It looks like an impressionistic, like
Polly.
modern art version of your dad.
I mean, it's pretty cool that you can look like that. But
I didn't know I could. I thought it was like more real.
right, yeah.
Huh?
I guess we could use it
I
as a
know, but I
start.
don't know how else to say
It is.
without,
It does
like,
look kind of like a
because
kid's
of the
drawing.
type of
Little bit,
message
yeah.
it is. Just like there's a lot to
Probably
say.
helpful for us to practice this though for other instances, right?
I could see it coming in handy.
Right.
Questions.
Because your disguised self is on instinct. Your charisma being it's more of an instinct thing, of like how you're connecting with your patron and all that jazz. Whereas she's trying to by rote teach you, no, this, and that's not how you learn. You learn by doing and by like doing it on instinct and spur of the moment. So it's like somebody trying to teach you how to like ski by just explaining it and not ever putting you on the slopes. It's hard. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'll pull out my goggles and try to do like a 4-foot-tall version of what she described after he fails.
You have disguised self?
I do.
Oh, okay, cool.
I looked like Flixen last game.
That's
remember?
true. Same thing. Roll your intelligence and
Performance.
Before
Wild.
What'd you get?
Exact same thing. 11.
11.
Just a check, intelligence check.
Intelligence check.
19.
Spellcasting check.
That looks pretty good.
It's just that he's
4 foot tall.
yeah.
So just imagine
But I could probably extrapolate that.
6 feet, a little.
Well, so now that I've seen him do
So
it,
it looks
now I
like
can do
a
it.
small.
Oh yeah.
Sure. So you see, it looks like your dad. Just if your dad was a little more like,
Yeah.
you know,
Like he's not quite as.
a little more
frumpy.
stout and
A little,
frumpy.
but he's a little more live. Wait,
Okay.
Are you trying to do it now?
So, so now that I've seen him do it, now I'll just do.
Okay,
But it's probably
you do
just
it-
as stocky. But
Yeah, so you do it just as stocky, it's just stretched out. So the ears are like a good 1.5 feet long.
I didn't think it was a bunny.
He's not a bunny. But that does look like him when he's in a fun mirror. Okay.
I'm a little bit.
The entire.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's really funny.
That was
So-
4 foot tall to the ears. So
Oh my god.
Yeah, so his ears are like up, like almost 2 feet long.
What's
not
the
like-
D&D race?
Are you
That's a
sure?
buddy.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a
called
new
a
one.
Lapon
Yeah.
or something like that, or
No, it's like it was from.
yeah, it's the new thing. It
It
just
came out
Yeah.
in like
Yeah.
the
Paragon?
They're hair folk, yeah.
Paragon. Yeah.
Yeah, Paragon.
Yeah.
It's that.
Okay. So I can try, but what do you want to say?
If you can say, I'm Argus, traveling with your daughter Trishani, who's alive and well. She wants to know, are you and Papa Micah okay? You can briefly respond. It's 25 words.
Okay.
Hey!
Whoa!
Stop. Chill.
It's okay, guys.
I will cast sending and say...
Nobody came into the house upstairs, did they?
Shouldn't have.
Stop! Hey!
Not unless you're trying to hide somebody from us again.
This late in the game?
Depends on how long we took.
That's very true.
Alright. I will
Stop!
cast sending and try to send to Trishani's father with her message.
His name is Haladim Anklut, by the
Okay.
way.
Haladim?
Haladim.
Haladim. Go ahead and roll d20 for me, please.
7.
Oh, God.
Cole's mouth opens, not of his volition. His eyes go like fire red. It's like fires start to ignite in his eyes, and a little like it looks like orange light comes out of it, and you hear boom, bam, bam. We're sorry. Your call cannot be completed. It's not-
The person you are trying to reach
So
is
it
not
happens
available.
to me.
You're the one with psychic connections.
That's true.
Please hang up and try again.
Okay.
Dang it.
Alright, I'm gonna try Cole's mom now.
Alright. Well, it was worth a shot. Maybe I can try again sometime. I'll just start, trying to draw a sketch of my dad.
Just write your message. We have...
Roll a performance check. See how well your sketch is.
If I roll another 7 for this, I'm gonna be.
Is it another 7?
It's a 1.
He's a fan.
You draw figures.
No, you draw him as a bunny.
Yeah, you've got the image of him and a bunny that you just draw a straight up bunny. It doesn't look anything like your dad. It's just like a fucking like a 5-year-old drew a bunny.
I don't remember what he looks like.
I haven't seen him for years.
Okay, roll a wisdom saving throw now that the dark and the whole thing is encroaching upon you.
Not well. Not
Oh,
well.
no.
9.
9. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull out my madness table here.
Great.
While we're doing that, you guys can do your message.
It's okay.
Her
Guys.
name is Talia. She's a good woman. She'll probably go understand a little bit better than my father will.
Okay. What, did I need to roll again, TJ, I assume?
Yes.
11.
11. Same thing happens, unfortunately.
We're sorry.
It's really hard to send a message to somebody that you haven't met or seen a very accurate representation of people, because there are doppelgangers. I know you saw the bust.
No, we're talking my mother now.
Oh, your mother! I'm sorry. Then yes, this does go through.
Okay. I'll say, Talia, I'm a friend of Cole. He is alive. Family may be in danger. Be on the look for Elven Necromancer.
There's quite the pause. Well, the first thing is, ah!
That'll happen.
Oh no. Oh no. I knew it ran in the family, but I'm still young. The voices already?
Oh,
And you're out of spells now.
I got one more.
Okay.
Do you? You talked to Eleazar.
No, that was
That was
yesterday.
yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I know, time's weird down there.
Yeah. Still the same day.
I'm worried about her madness and if I needed to cast daylight in the corner.
Please roll a
she can,
D100 for me.
So she can,
Calm down.
yeah.
I do want to talk to you about this madness stuff after we're done.
Sure.
83.
You are stunned. You just go comatose for
I'm just like rocking in
A
the
little
corner and
bit.
then I just stop for a moment.
a little bit. Actually, roll a D10 for me.
Oh no.
It's like,
3?
You are stunned for 3 minutes,
Okay.
which means you can't take any actions, and all attacks against you have advantage.
All right. I'm just staring at the fire that Argus is putting in front of my face, but
You
not
okay?
seeing it.
I can't wait to get a camera in this here. Owl Labs, please sponsor us. Send us a fucking camera, because guys, you're gonna love us. I'm telling you.
So yeah, I'm there.
Can I take one of my light balls and like tweak the color of it so instead of just like a bright white, it's like more of a sunny yellow.
I understand, like a
Kinda
less
like a
harsh
yellow bulb.
Yeah, like a softer yellow.
So rather than daylight, more like one of these guys. Like only because daylight's very white, but I understand what you're talking. You're talking about yellow daylight, a softer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have
Absolutely,
daylight.
you can do that. Yeah.
If we
I mean,
really,
that's technically like a minor light spell.
if somebody really needs some daylight,
I also can prepare daylight.
it's one of my like.
I'll hand you the
light
little
spells.
orb.
Oh.
So I always have.
You
it.
are outside. The sun is shining.
So,
I'm outside.
she was.
The sun is shining.
Apparently,
I'm
there
outside,
is
the
an
sun is shining.
inherent
Outside.
hearing of voices in your family.
The sun is shining.
You are fine.
I mean, my grandfather was always a little strange when I was younger, but that's all I remember.
So she thought it was an internal voice. Then she was going crazy. Anywho,
I mean, not far from the mark as far as someone hearing a voice in their head for the first time in their lives. Other than their own voice, that is. You know?
So maybe I'm not special. Maybe I don't have special powers. Maybe I'm just going nuts like my family tends to.
Roll on the mad list table. Okay. So then you eventually recover after 3 minutes. Recover from your stunned state. Zemdak pulling you back to the realm of the living.
Thank you for that light.
You just kind of are clutching this orb, being like,
I mean, first day I was outside, I froze up a couple of times. Just every time I would look up, I would just like
fall to your knees and grab the grass, try not to fall up into the sky.
No,
I understand. It's a completely new place for you. So.
it's not new. That's the problem.
Oh.
do you need some light?
I mean, he just gave me a little light right now, but yeah, it might be good later. Like I might suffer from seasonal
we were
affective
getting ready to go
disorder.
to sleep anyway. So
Yeah.
and then
you
once
guys
we're done here,
rest.
we cast the dome, which
And you're making
creates-
it looking
Yeah, it's a kind of a daylightish.
Okay, you
and
guys.
beautiful, like
go to
scenic
sleep. Right, you
outside.
could've-
Just okay.
It's like the terrain around my hometown, snowy and.
Sure. You can change like the color of it. You can't like add texture to it.
I know. We're just
But
having
yeah.
fun with it now.
Cool. You guys rest. Thanks to the dome, there's very little that happens.
I could have tried you down.
Okay. You wake up the next morning. You prepare your spells. You get your spells back. It is now the 6th of Hylock. Still 8.5 days to go until
No.
the.
7.5. Well,
Fifth.
Fifth.
it will be.
Today's
Oh,
the
fifth?
yes. Today will be the 5th. You still have 8.5 days to go until the intersection where you have to turn left,
Yes.
and then you have 8 more days to go.
It was 11 and a half or 10 and a half to start. We gained a day, lost a day,
Yep.
so it was just the 2 days of travel
Yep.
so far.
Okay. Somebody. Anything else you guys want to do this morning before you start traveling?
Cast Mage Armor
Good.
and distribute good berries as needed.
And cast Dark Vision.
Okay. Cast Dark Vision. Anything else? Who wants to roll?
Do it.
Logs helping. Logs helping.
Oh shit! 76.
You travel for a few hours. Seems pretty easygoing. Every once in a while, you do pass a couple people that just kind of wave. Mostly dwarves and gnomes. A couple humans.
They're going the other way.
They're going the other way.
The city's locked down. Just a heads up.
Caradine's
Some sort of
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
Caradine is locked up.
Oh, well, that's not good, is it?
Just-
You know why?
Some
Kind of infection.
some an emergency. They-
Emergency. Oh, so I guess that was. Oh, old drat. That's not good. Alright, well, Tinsy. I guess we're heading back home. Sorry. Well, you know what? If we head off to one of the offshoots, we might be able to find it won't be all for naught. Maybe we'll find a little ore to bring back and sell some things.
It was a couple days ago. I don't know how long it's going to be locked down. So you.
Well, I mean, last time I heard the city was locked down and the razor fine was, very least hundreds
Long
of
ago,
years.
yes.
Long time.
Just-
Very least. You said infection, so I'm not gonna go there. Alright, Tinsy, let's go. They turn around, head back your way. You eventually outpace them. And then you do see that they turn off into a side tunnel.
I'll, like, if we see people going the other way, I'll, like...
Give them a heads up?
Yep.
I'll realize that I needed to Rick Moranis myself.
Cool. Yeah, luckily, they were pretty... Actually... Yeah, natural 1 on perception. They didn't really notice you. They were too focused on what it is that they were doing. However, a couple hours into your travel for the day, there's a tremor that just rocks the whole area that you're in. And then it stops.
What could have caused that, guys?
100 things.
There's tons of stuff that happen like that.
Oh, so you're not worried?
Nah.
Okay.
Does happen somewhat frequently, yeah.
I'm with you, Tricia.
Alright, okay, alright. I'm glad that you and I are on the
You're not
same boat
worried?
here.
I feel like we're gonna die!
I mean, could just be the earth shaking a little bit. Someone in a tunnel near us could have collapsed it.
What?
There could be creature somewhere in the vicinity.
Okay, so all those things
that's
you're
really
naming are not great.
I mean, walls and everything don't shake regularly.
Is this happening like while
They
we're getting
do.
ready,
It's just
like,
only
to
under
take
your
it
No,
feet,
out?
this is
so you
during your
normally
travel.
don't feel it.
Right. So it doesn't happen.
It does here.
We're in a mountain range.
I mean,
That happens.
Mountains, you move mountains all the time.
You realize you're doing the same thing that like we were doing to you guys when you guys were like telling us
Guys,
about
it's
how
the sun,
scary
it's
the
the
sky
sky,
was.
it's totally fine. Yeah, I'm good.
you know what? I trust you guys.
And now you take it in the same way that you think we should have taken it,
I
all right? So you
know.
just leave that the way that's going to be.
I know.
Trishani, how you feeling?
You know, let's see. Not great.
Roll a D100 for me. And then roll D10.
71 and 3.
You enter in a dissociative state for 3 minutes where you will do whatever anyone tells you to do. That isn't obviously self-destructive.
Do I'm a little teapot.
I'm a little teapot, short and stout.
No.
What?
Just completely dissociate
Why is it?
from who you are.
It's great. It's great. Why are you stopping me?
Good choice of public domain song.
Yes.
TJ thinks.
Keep singing.
Here is my handle. Wait, where are we going? No? Okay. When I get steamed up, hear me shout.
Just 3 minutes of her singing children's songs.
Cole is just dying.
Well,
this
that's the
is
thing.
the
It's like
perfect thing of
echoing down
levity
this
that
chamber,
he
right?
needed.
It's echoing down this chamber. So it's
It's creating its own round.
Right.
So it's the creepiest fucking children's song you've ever heard in your life.
Sofka is just like so deeply concerned right now, but also like so confused. Like she doesn't get people, but she's also like, this isn't normal.
You can minor illusion that, right?
Yeah.
I don't have my illusion.
Who has minor illusion? You can minor illusion that, right?
What, the teapot?
Her singing.
Oh, yeah.
Play it back for her later.
Oh, yeah.
A playback? That's
That's so mean. Take me over and get me out.
So it can either be the image or the sound, I don't think. Or,
Well,
or
or I can
just the
use-
image, because
Or
it's
I could
silent.
do the small image of it, too, potentially.
That's a little too complex
I
for
know, but
prestidigitation.
I'm just trying to come up with other ways.
Because
to
it's...
do it.
Well, you could do the sound, and then I'll just do the.
Oh,
this guy's
yeah.
sound.
Oh, that would be... I do the sound and he turns into Trishani.
You can absolutely do a voiceover. Probably it's better to not cast a spell and just try to make your voice, because you're a bard, so you have high
Oh, that's right,
performance.
yeah, I can
So it
do
makes
that.
more sense to you
Yeah.
to try to just change your voice and then do a voiceover.
Right,
for
you-
long.
you try
If
to
I'm
be
doing
me,
that,
so
I can do
it's-
the minor illusion for the image and then try and do the voiceover
And sing
with that.
over, yeah.
Yeah, how big is minor image? 5
5
foot
foot cube.
Yeah, you could do it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It'd be a little shorter than normal, but yeah.
Hey, get the point across.
Yeah.
Trisheni's losing her damn mind. Like making fun of her.
Actually losing her mind.
Yeah.
Like literally losing
What
her
type of-
mind.
This is
What
some
type of rolls
serious
are you doing?
PTSD that she's going.
I'm doing insanity rolls. And
No, but what's your initial? Like, is it a
the
wisdom save? Is it a?
all I did now just now was above a 10 I'm fine, below a 10 I'm not, and it was not good. It was not okay. And this is why I'm gonna talk to the DM afterwards, because we're gonna be underground for a while.
That's fine.
so.
Honestly, you can. I'm okay because this is your trauma, so I'm okay with you deciding a DC for what it is that you need to beat in order to, based on the trauma that you're experiencing or the flashback that you're experiencing. That's entirely okay with me. You have agency with that. Obviously, don't be a dick about it and
No.
make the DC 20 the whole fucking
No,
time.
no.
That suck. It makes sense for you to, like, yeah, other things are gonna be harder. When I trust you. Okay, cool. So that's all that happens today. Go ahead and roll investigation check. Sign another side.
All right. Okay. So
I'm gonna sit down and cast a ritual spell.
Okay. Well, we can.
I'll tell you when it's done.
Okay. Okay.
28.
28.
Oh my god! You guys are getting really good at
20
this.
though, 'cause
So before you
Fantastic.
hear Cole sigh like that kind of sigh where you've heard him sigh about like, okay, I guess it's time to rest down for the night. Before he even inhales to say, like, okay, I guess let's take a rest.
That one.
Both of you go that one simultaneously, and like it's this beautiful like perfect little orb-like alcove that just looks like it was carved out of like some erosion. Perfect for just the dome to be there.
You know what? Yeah, you've got the good eye. Another high five.
You guys are like doing that anime thing where you're gonna like have your foreheads against it, like. Great. He's casting his dome.
Alright, I'm gonna walk over to the wall and be like, maybe that was a little worse than it was, and I'll step through because I used Melvin to step.
How long does that last?
8 hours.
8 hours, and you can just walk. You have a 5 feet.
I can only go in the and so you guys just see me disappear into stone.
Yeah, you just see
Argus?
as if it was like a veil of water. He just walks through the stone.
I send a message pointing my copper thing. Argus?
You hear arc before it cuts off because only a foot of stone it can go through.
Cole's just like feeling at the wall, like trying to figure out what the heck Argus
I'll
did.
reach out and grab his hand.
Please,
Bloody murder.
do you get tremor sense when you're in Meldon to stone?
I have disadvantage on perception checks, but I can still see, I believe. Oh, you cannot see.
You can hear though.
It's very
At
complex,
disadvantage.
Step in. Can't be detected. You remain aware of the passage of time and can cast spells on yourself. It doesn't necessarily say.
I mean, you're inside of the stone.
Oh, I thought someone said that you can make perception checks
So you
at
could get
disadvantage based on hearing. Or I thought I saw.
No,
it
but I
somewhere.
can only move so far in.
How deep can you go before the spell?
It's only 5 feet, I think.
You can only go. So if the stone is more than 5 feet thick, you can't go any further into it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you only go 5 feet in.
Yeah, that's all I can go. I don't think I
So
can
you're
go
just
farther.
kind of like on the perimeter of the stone, just going back like.
I'm just messing with him.
Okay, cool.
I can't
You
get
grab
over how-
a hand just comes out from the wall and just grabs Cole's arm. How would Cole react? Is that scary to you?
Oh no, yeah, no. Cole's gonna scream bloody murder.
Okay, great, perfect.
I like how Trisheni was losing her damn mind, and we were all like, let's make fun of her.
So then I'll come out and I'll be like, fun spell, right?
I don't remember that.
I mean, that's super useful.
It
though.
lasts for
like,
8 hours,
that's-
right? So while you're sleeping, you should just
I could literally go sleep in the stone.
you could sleep on the stone. Just have your head just like.
That'd become a
nice
if we ever have
relief.
to hide more people in the dome.
It's a dwarf thing. Just don't worry about it.
Oh, it is. Is it?
Not all dwarves, but the
This
stone
one.
thing.
So, Shani, are you okay? You had a weird little moment
I
earlier
did?
today.
I did?
And that's when I'll do the illusion of her doing my little teapot and
Oh,
then mimic it.
oh no! Oh no! I mean, I did feel a little claustrophobic.
It's kind of like
for
your
the-
stun moment yesterday,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like this time you did whatever we asked you to do.
Cool.
To be fair, Log's the one who asked you to do this.
I mean, thank you for not making me do something worse. That's actually not
I thought
bad.
that would be kind of funny.
Yeah, it is pretty funny, actually. I don't mind that, but I'm more worried about just mental state. If, you know,
Just, is there anything you think we can do to help you?
I mean, I don't know if there. I don't know. Like
Do you need to feel like you're outside?
yeah, I feel like I need to not be down here, and I'm sorry. It's and the dome is helping.
Like total?
Your score.
Your wisdom,
Wisdom
score.
score. 20? Yours?
19. Or 18.
18? Okay. Both of you roll insight on Michelle, please.
I try to imagine my palace, my mind palace as, you know, so not being down here, but
Yeah, I'm also proficient in it.
Yeah.
What'd you guys get?
I got
25.
Not that.
What'd you get?
I got a 15.
You sense that she's suffering in a way that has to do with something in the past. You sense that past trauma has caused a permanent psychosis upon her. Not that it's not something that has happened like recently. It's just that it's now reemerging. She has at some point found a way to deal with it. But now, presently,
Being here.
it is aggravating that psychosis. You've seen the signs. She talks to an inanimate stuffed lamp.
I talk to fire. I don't understand.
That's not crazy.
She has
What are you
straight up
talking about?
arguments with the fucking thing, though. Like, and she imagines it responding to her.
I still don't see the difference right now.
but fire, you know that your fire is a god.
Right.
You know, that's the difference.
But how would I know that you're not communicating with some deity through your...
I've talked about the god pharaoh, but not, you know, it's otherwise I've just called it the universe.
Do I have any insight on what could help or not?
That's the thing.
Okay.
This is PTSD. There's no way to help other than to just be there. And to just... There are schools of thought of saying, try to act as normal as possible, make them feel as comfortable as possible, and just be there when they need you. There's no cure. There's no... This is what it is. The best you can do is try to be supportive as possible and prevent them from hurting themselves if you can't. You also know that you have to wait for them to open up. Sometimes it can be healthy to talk about it, but they have to be ready to talk about it.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know, I told you guys when we were starting, I was underground for a long time when I was a little girl, and I could not find my way out for several years. It was not a large space. So the underground is not my favorite place. Ever since I was able to get out, I never wanted to be down here again, or trapped. So... Again, anything you can do, like, the dome helps a lot, so thank you, Cole. To just, and I try to imagine as much as I can that I'm not down here, but it's stupid, and I don't like being, you know, a burden, with this, but it's hard, you know?
We need to take, like, more breaks and let you, like, sky lounge or something like that?
Sky lounging throughout the day might help, because I can make that look like whatever whatever I feel like. And it could be a nice place for lunch, right? Like, you know, I don't want it to all be me, but it will help, I think.
I can make daylight shine down here. Physically feel the sun on your skin. Or fur.
That may help as well, but I don't want you to use your spells in this, you know?
I just worry about being a beacon to everything.
Point of order: daylight is not sunlight.
Okay.
There is a sunlight spell.
There is a sunlight spell.
It's like 5th level, right?
Yeah, it's a very powerful spell. Meaning, like, just so that you guys don't get the idea that using daylight on a vampire is going to do anything. It doesn't do that. It does.
Sunlight does.
Sunlight does.
I mean, temporarily, I think both
But for this purpose, it could absolutely help. Yeah.
Argus
My
and
little
I,
sun lamp for.
It's more of in your head than anything.
Yeah.
Argus and I can both remove the fear. It's only a temporary fix, but that also may help you
calm emotion.
Yeah.
cope.
I absolutely give you permission if I am having a bad day.
I also
to do
have
that.
heroism, which is an immunity to fear, but it's short, so it may help like stop that episode before it starts. But I don't know.
No, I mean that's honestly most of the time I'm okay because I'm like, okay, this is one day I can do this, but there are just times that I'm like, oh fuck, this is never gonna end, and it just
And it's
spirals.
also just not fear either. It's
Right.
not always fear induced. It's just it's happening again. It's happening again. I'm here again. I never woke up. I never escaped.
Right.
I'm still here. I'm still here. You wake up. You see the walls. You see the dark.
You still see that stupid poster.
You still that says "hang in there," and sometimes the mouth. That's the cat hanging onto the branch that says
He's
hang in there.
wobbling and like
It's like wobbling, and the mouth curls like the Grinch, and the eyes get more sinister, and the ears start to curl in before you shake yourself out of it. It is ever present. It's not the fear, it's the oppressive feeling of... And you're familiar with this because of how the world works and how space and time works and how this is your thing. Is this all a dream?
Yeah. None of this is real. I cannot get my way out of this. It's not.
Is the path of the timeline that I'm living right now just a dream, and the one that I'm still living in this bunker, the real life? Like, which one's real, which one's not? Mm-hmm. And this being down here is really blurring that line for you.
Yeah, and especially if we can find food that's not good berries, that will help a lot too.
Okay.
I'm totally fine still casting it just as a backup, but right.
I will prepare something for tomorrow.
Okay, I appreciate that. Just because that's literally, I only know that spell because that's how I lived for several years, guys. So, yeah.
We can take more breaks too if we're not eating the good berries as well.
So
Okay.
here's the thing: you guys want to go at a slow pace rather than a normal pace?
Trishani's gonna be like, no, you got to
Faster
go
we
at
can get you to
Right.
It's not just me. We need to get to where we're going faster, and I do not want to be a burden to the group.
Minheim has an outdoor portion of the city, so the faster we can get you there, the faster we can get you back
There's that.
under the real sun.
Okay, that will be good. So let us not dilly dally.
Okay. You set up the dome. You guys start to set down. Any messages before you go to bed?
Do you want me to try to contact your dad again?
You could, you could try. I think that it might help. Do not go off of my stick figure drawing. It looks terrible.
I have enough memory.
Okay. Remember, Haladim on foot. He might be going by his husband's last name, Steadfast, now too.
The message you have sent was redirected back to you.
You cough up some flame.
Fire breath.
Steady hand, sorry, not Steadfast. Steady hand. That's why I didn't connect. Damn it! Right.
I can always try again. I have 3. I don't know if that makes that roll harder though.
Maybe try somebody else first. I don't want to be.
Anyone want to send anything or say something to like Paige? Or we just go let her do her thing.
I continue worshipping Bhuti.
We could see
not
how
the worst.
the Putti is growing too, and maybe.
I'll do sort of the same thing. I'll disguise myself to my father. This is Erkin, my dad.
Erkin?
Erkin.
Erkin Flintsweep.
URKIN or
ER.
ER. Okay.
Can you send him a similar message to what you did Cole's mom?
Yeah, do you want to send me what you want to say?
Yeah.
And then
Did you give like Paige a mission?
Yeah, I did. And I haven't checked in
Here's
on
mission.
her.
Bye.
Oh yeah.
I mean, gods are strange
That's
creatures,
true.
though. So
Here's your mission. 20, 30, 50 years later, I'm back. I knew it. I knew you'd be back.
Oh, I didn't actually.
Well, I actually
read that
forgot.
stuff that
I just
needed you-
remembered.
That I asked you to do.
Yeah.
Well, I asked her
We figured that out
to
like
look
a
up
month
Everest
after
is
we
what I
asked you to
did.
do that. Don't worry about it.
She could have a ton of information now.
It's true. Or she could be dead because she was looking into him. So, alright. I'm gonna try while you're writing your message. I rolled a 2.
Oh no!
I will do a different dice for my sendings now.
Dude, can I go away?
You're starting to
while
get
you
like
do
concerned
this?
of whether your powers are working now. Like the reception down here is horrible.
Do I need to walk away while you do this? This is getting kind of annoying.
It's funny for me.
Cole doesn't even look at him; he just flips log off.
Good God. What else?
You know
Or are
that'll
you still
help.
composing?
If,
Oh, he didn't
I
connect.
rolled a
Is there
2.
anything that you want to work on for your book? I would be more than well. It would really help if I could help you with anything. Could
Or
focus
do
on
you
it.
need to try to copy a new spell into your book?
I do have.
Minus touch.
I do well, not minus touch, but Ray's dead.
You don't have 4th level spells yet. Minus touch is 4th level.
Right, it's my Ray's dead is the one. I am 5 gold short, so it would come out of the 5 gold and ink worth of paper that
That is fifth
that
level.
Milladonna gave you.
It's
Not
animated.
raised dead.
Animate
it's,
them.
um,
Yeah,
animate
sorry,
them.
I'm
Okay.
just.
That's different.
I can't find
Raised dead is a
it.
Which
resurrection.
spell was it?
Yeah.
It-
I have
the
animate
new one would
No, you
be
don't. You don't have an animate dead.
yeah.
Clerics have animate
Clerics
dead?
have animate
Oh,
dead.
yeah.
Really?
Clerics, yeah. I wrote down Argus is the only
Cleric,
one that.
Oathbreaker, Wizard, and Circle of Spores.
If I really wanted to be crazy.
Circles.
So I can write a scroll in Argus because use it if I
It's true.
am successful. But yeah, animate dead is
Not
the.
really.
You're going to try to put this into your book, right? Because you don't have it yet.
Well, I was asking first to see if Log wants to do anything, or if I can help him with anything in his.
Well, you have a ritual that you do, right? Mm-hmm. Which one was that?
I've got a couple. I've got,
Saw me go into
besides.
stone.
Well, that's a. Yeah,
That could be fun.
that could be super fun. I mean, you've got your
Log's
cool
kind of like
familiar.
your ritual bank. You can teach him like any ritual spell, which is kind of fun.
Got your familiar. I'm, of course, identify or comprehend languages. You know, you can either understand what
That's
it is, or
big.
what would you prefer to know how to do today?
Do you want to learn how to do in this? Cole's going to point at the dome.
All sorts of things.
Well, if I can want to learn them all.
Let's do it. But if I remember correctly, your book consumes that paper and ink. Yes.
You can either eat the pig. I'm sorry, go ahead. You want an RPA.
Well, so I think that's one way to do it. But I think if just kind of focus on it, and I could probably just transcribe it, or just we work together, and I'll figure it out. I don't think we have to sacrifice the pages necessarily.
Okay, good.
I don't think we have to.
I don't have to.
I mean, we can,
I don't want to.
but so that we can just you can just teach me, and
Yeah.
it'll take time and paper and ink.
Sure.
There's a quick way, and then there's the long way.
Yeah.
Let's. You know what? Let's do let's do comprehend languages. I've got that in my backup spellbook just in case. Let's see what happens.
And then I can read, right?
You'll be able to understand it, yes. Or if it's broken too.
Yeah, reading is a comprehensive language.
You'll understand it. You may
You'll
not be able to read
Understand
it.
it. Like, you'll get the gist of it. Actually being able to read it is maybe a little bit more.
You know, like your book, how you don't specifically read the words?
Right.
That's
But
better
you
than I can do
understand
now. That's better than I
Yeah.
can do now.
So that's the thing. Like, you'll be able to understand the language, especially if it's spoken. You'll just understand it. If it's written, you can still read broken common.
So it's was it tongues is the one that
Yeah,
you can speak
it.
and understand it.
Ah.
But that's not ritual,
That's a
right?
4th level.
Right, yeah,
No,
that's
that's
probably not
third.
ritual.
It's the 3rd level.
It's 3rd level?
Yeah.
But I don't think
it's ritual.
Yeah, I don't think it's ritual.
No, it's not ritual.
So no, yeah, I think that'd be a good one.
Okay, we can try it out, see what happens. If worst case scenario, your book eats my book,
Random
or that
languages.
page out of my book, and I still have a backup. It's okay.
Okay, to randomly
All right,
cast
let's
tongues
figure.
and talk
All
to
right,
you in a different
we can try
language.
it. All right. So the way that you do comprehend languages, and I started
Well, I guess we're
describing
actually-
how.
Pull out my book and start just trying to hold it down so it doesn't get excited with all your books
Right,
around.
I'm like keeping my book off to the side. Yeah. So start teaching. I think.
So yeah, I'll confirm when DJ gets back, but I'm pretty sure it's like performance on your part and then
Or might be
spell modifier for me.
an intelligence check or something.
Yeah.
Because hers isn't really performance.
Well, but it's because she's teaching.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I say, we'll confirm with him when he gets back.
Long intelligence check.
Well, no, see, because for me, it's still my
I know,
charisma
I'm just
modifier,
saying,
but
like-
it's a good thing.
Yeah,
It's not
that is a
intelligence.
very good thing.
So, anyone want an enhance ability?
I mean, I roll like shit, so.
Give it. I mean, it probably would be a good idea for him. I don't know. No.
Okay. I can enhance ability on your. Well, it depends on if you're doing a. Depends on the check, like how you're doing the check.
So yeah, we'll have to confirm with him once he's back.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure he said performance for the teacher, and then
I think it can
spell
potentially
casting.
help me inspire
Yeah, I
you
think
to
that makes
how it
sense.
works.
Alarm, detect magic,
It's fine.
identify, purify food and drink, or magic mouth or skywrite
I have.
are the ones I have.
Skyrite.
Bat signal. It will happen in the future. Like a Argent flame bat signal in the sky.
It's just the.
Oh yeah.
I
For
will
everybody out
find.
there who's wondering what our symbol is, it's that silver flame with the crowbar.
Oh no, they
and
can
on
see
our
it on. It's
logo.
it's
I
posted
know.
up right now. Yeah.
We
At
just
some
keep
point,
talking
I will
about
find
our
a
symbol.
reason
We
to
haven't.
do
We weren't saying it out loud.
So I start teaching Log how to do the ritual spell comprehend languages.
Okay.
So if I remember, it's performance on their part, and then
Performance on your part. and
Charisma.
Your spellcasting ability check on yours. So charisma check on yours.
so not adding proficiency.
No.
I
not
was
adding
going to
proficiency,
enhance
because
ability.
This is also not something that you're proficient in. So it's something.
I'm
there's-
going to enhance ability on Log's charisma.
Okay, you're gonna give him Fox Cunning, or not Fox Cunning. What is it?
You're gonna make me look, aren't you?
I like it.
No, you're fine.
Something like splendor or something.
It is Eagle Splendor. Yeah, Eagle Splendor.
Great, Eagle Splendor, Splendoris. Okay, go ahead and roll your performance check first, because that's going to depend on.
Were you going to do something or?
14.
I
14.
can always inspire you if you'd like. Log, I know you can get this spell. Just focus.
Roll your charisma check at advantage.
Think about these articles, and then you add this, and then you see how it transforms like this?
And a D8.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh! All right.
That inspiration has been clutch, man.
Yeah.
You
So-
roll an advantage too.
Yeah. So then for a grand
Was there an
total.
equation that I gave you?
Oh, well, so yeah, the spells. Well, no, what's the one that's would normally be? So it's like the spell 10 plus a spell level, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Comprehend language is the first level.
Right, but based on whether their performance check is whether you would get advantage or not.
Well, but I got advantage because of
Enhance ability.
Yeah.
Right. No, but I'm just saying, what is the actual equation that I gave you? I did tell you to write it down. I just forget what it was.
I think it was the same thing as what it normally was. And so
When we were on a phone call and I told you to write it down.
oh, wait, this is my features and traits.
It might not be in your D&D Beyond unless you put the notes in there.
Yeah, no, here we go.
My problem is when I'm not here, my notes end up like scattered about like 3 different notebooks that I use for things like this.
Just take your binder with you.
I do.
I don't because then I'll lose it.
But
I'd be very mad if you was.
Exactly. This is why everything is here.
But then I
My
store
kids
it
are
in a
mad at me for not
specific
bringing my
area,
hammer
and
home.
those notebooks
As soon
are
as
all
you get
readily
home, it's
available. Yeah.
Did they see it? when
I
you were
instantly
here?
store
No, I
my
took
stuff.
pictures.
Okay.
It was they
It's
came
in the
before
ritual
that.
caster. It's the same thing as the ritual caster feat. Is what.
Right, but
The-
didn't we come up with a specific equation? Pretty sure we did. Pretty sure we did.
Well, I think it was just the different methods is what it was that you gave me. I don't think we got a equation.
But yeah, it would be 10 plus the spells level would be the DC. And depending upon the performance check is when they would give you advantage. Granted, if you're being granted advantage from another source, then it doesn't really matter. But that would all... If you rolled worse, it would increase the DC. I think it's just ambiguous for me to decide then, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of how we wrote ours.
I mean, well, this is a success either way. Because you rolled... You got... What was it? A 20-something?
21.
21, yeah. You succeed. So you're able to... Oh, but you... Right.
But
you
it still costs.
You still have to spend the amount, the time, and the amount of thing to transcribe it into.
Yeah,
feed
correct.
the book.
How much does that?
It's not the same way you transcribe
I
the thing
know.
into a book. You just open the book and it looks hungry, and you just feed it the ink and let it eat the ream of paper, and then
Well,
the pages turn.
is that a first level?
It was the first level.
So that would be 2 hours and 50 gold.
Yep.
50 gold.
So you just feed it the ink, like,
So
and
you're
it just drinks it up, and it eats the ream of paper, and then it
That's
turns its pages.
exactly. That's exactly wizard stuff.
Right,
though.
right. Yeah, it should be.
Okay.
And then hold on, let me finish. And as the pages turn, it shows like ink bleeding out on a page, the visible ink. The page.
Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah, okay.
No, but like
No, that's
you're thinking
illustrated.
Tom Brady style.
Yeah, it was just illustrated.
And this eldritch script surrounded by kind of what looks like your page, except twisted and changed.
I mean, that's not exactly. But
Neither was Find Familiar.
yeah, that wasn't quite. It's you know what? You've got your own flavor. I respect that. You do.
I mean, well, we can test it on something. I mean,
Log,
It's
if
true.
I ever find your book in my bag, I'm going to let Argus burn it.
ooh, burn it.
Here, do you want?
It's kind of fleshy. It may not burn as well as a normal book.
Do you want to
can't.
test it?
I burned plenty of flesh.
I'll write something in Kenrin. And okay, you read this
Takes
now.
10 minutes to cast.
Yeah.
Take 10 minutes. Go ahead. You take your 10 minutes. This is your first time casting a ritual for comprehend languages. What was it like?
I'm going to look for something that looks kind of like a 5, and something that kind of looks like a 6.
Oh, so you're actually looking at the page first while as part of doing the ritual.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I'm just trying to okay, so that one's 5, and that one's.
Trying to understand
I just spent 10 minutes doing that.
You so you spend 10 minutes at a first grade reading level,
Sounding out words.
sounding out words and be like, that one looks like sick, and that one's got sick in it, so that's got to be this word.
Until it just clicks.
Despic. Okay, ickable. All right. So you're just there sounding out words.
Does Cole hear you talking about the difference between 5 and 6?
It is
Cole,
land.
you just hear this ginormous sigh from Cole, and he rolls his eyes as soon as he hears Log go, 5, 6, just.
Don't try. Just don't try.
Hooked on phonics, the spell. You cast. Good God, that's how you're gonna cast this from now on. Because the entire ritual, it's painful for everyone else to watch. You're like, dude, and then but at the end you're like, oh. It's like that Joey scene from Friends where they say here's the first part of the phrase, second part of the phrase, third part of the phrase, and they're like, this phrase.
And then he just completely
completely
says it
changes
wrong,
it. Yeah. But so you just go like 5, 6, A, Z. Oh, the pathway forward is down the mountain, and so it's very surprising because it doesn't look like he's making any progress during the ritual, but at the end of the ritual, he just gets it.
So what did it say?
It said, Log, you've got this. You know how to read everything. You're fantastic.
We'll hand you the note Argus wrote for us. Can you read this?
So wait, because the last.
It's in common.
Which
It
I
lasts
mean,
for an hour, I think.
which I still have trouble reading common.
Yeah, I mean, you could read it. You could read it. I mean, it's like there's one or two words that are just like complicated, and you can read them.
Yeah.
Whether or not you actually understand what they mean is a different thing entirely.
They just translate to fire.
Is it only written words or is it spoken words?
Written words is what he has trouble with because of his low intelligence score.
Should be
But
spoken.
the spell,
Comprehend language is anything, whether it's heard or
Okay.
seen. It's any language.
I'll just start talking to you in Gnomish, see if you can understand me.
You understand him.
What did you say?
Cole's a little whiny baby.
I just
my
start,
God.
I just start
You
cracking
guys.
up. I just start cracking up and like slapping my leg.
What?
It's true.
He can
It's
understand
true.
other languages.
It's true.
That's good. What about this? Dicks on their faces look better when they're a little hairier.
And I do the same thing.
Perfect.
Yes.
Wonderful. I spoke that in Kenran. Just
Fantastic.
So that,
Okay, anything else before you guys want to bed down for the evening?
Sopka didn't get any of that, but she's concerned.
It's fine.
So,
There was
that's kind of soft.
You're also the only one that has
You're either
been pranked
angry or
yet.
concerned.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's okay. We were
Still
just, you
relatively
know.
new to the group, though, so.
You're tiny.
Basically, any time that Log laughs, Sopka's like,
Should I be
little
laughing or
worried.
should I not be laughing?
yeah.
I'll let Sofka in on what I said in Kenran. That's all I said. It
Okay.
was just to test his.
Are
yeah.
you
See?
guys
This is real
doing
funny.
anything else this evening before you go to sleep?
Nope.
No.
Actually, Cole, is he's going to lock minds with Zemdak and let him know that Argus helped him with the water prank.
There's no honor among thieves. It's just a free for all. This is insane.
Revenge is a dish best served cold.
You say that in the brain?
Why do you think you got cold water dumped on you the next morning?
This is all in the brain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
Cool.
my god.
All right, you guys, bed down for the evening. Are you still have stone meld into stone thing?
Yeah,
Are you gonna lay in the stone?
No, I'm gonna lay in the dome and then gradually just sink to the floor.
It's like a water bed, but a stone bed. Just
Are you gonna like slide under somebody and be like, ah?
Like, when you reach your limit, don't you get shunted back out?
Yeah, and it hurts like no other. I'm not actually gonna hang out there. I'm gonna go normal. But I will slide a little bit under Cole and just pop out and go. Bah!
You just get grabbed by the stone. There's like a face, just Argus. There's just like a bearded
Arms
stone face that's just
bear hug you
right next to your
from
face. That goes
inside.
like, ah! It's very like 1980s graphics too, because it's like a painted face and an obvious like cloth background that's just peeking out, and it's just like.
Cole's gonna slap out with his mind again and hit him with mind slammer. Like, hey, get off of me!
Yeah, okay, sure.
Is that a wisdom save?
It's intelligence saving
Oh,
throw.
intelligence. That's no fun. 16.
See, I think that just saves.
That's just saves right at.
Ooh, yeah. You guys
I'll
have mind
remember
fortresses. All right, cool. Guys, rest for the evening after your pranks. Look at the next day. You do your good berry nonsense.
I do, and it is time for somebody to roll for the heart.
It is. It is the 6th of Hylock.
We still have 7.5 days.
13.
13.
For the heart.
Okay.
Okay.
7.5 days forward. Who would like to roll? You do mage armor?
Mage armor.
Okay.
Well, it's good berries and mage armor. That's what I do in the
Helping
morning.
you.
Rick
Moranis.
Get me.
I
Rick
will.
Moranis.
I will cast create food and water, so you have something completely and utterly different to eat.
Thank you.
What do you
Be
mean?
good.
It's like literally bland food. It has no
Just
flavor.
like trail ration kind of thing.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's a bunch of
Jerky and trail mix.
No, it's like a bar.
Oh, like a protein sustenance bar? Okay.
It's 45 pounds of food.
It's
Oh, Lord.
45 pounds
Does it only
of
last for the
tasteless
day?
Cliff Bars.
Oh god.
It's enough to sustain 15 humans or 5 steeds.
I guess they're just like
Tastes
in-
better than trail
The
rations.
food is
Yeah.
bland but nourishing and spoils if uneaten after 24 hours.
So it's like those bricks of nutrient filled like emergency food that doesn't taste like anything.
It helps if you kind of bite your tongue as you're eating it, because then there's like a flavor.
God.
There you go.
Good
There's
God.
something different.
Most of us don't enjoy blood.
Well, I was just throwing it out there.
I mean, I know you do, and I don't judge you
Tastes
for
like
it,
iron.
but most of
What'd you
us don't. 22.
22.
Thank you, Argus. No, I do appreciate
Okay.
that. The good berries are for emergency.
Most of the day goes by with little incident. It appears that
Did we see anyone pass us
you did
today?
not see anybody pass you today.
Okay.
It appears that whatever news that by these many days, people are avoiding traveling to Karadim.
Okay.
At least you assume so because you haven't seen anybody. It would be a little odd not to see somebody after these many days of travel. However, you travel for a couple hours. Cole and Argus, you begin to hear clink, 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 clink.
Sounds like there's metal something around.
Do we hear any footsteps or anything, or just metal clinking?
Footsteps just clink, clink, clink. I think it's further down. Can't really discern a direction until you get closer.
You hear some noise.
Thinking what it sounds like to him is being out there. Does it sound like anything for you?
Sounds like someone. There's metal. There's something dinging around. That's not normal sound down here. Sounds like someone else or something falling.
You guys get closer and the sound starts to get clearer. It sounds like, you ever hear when like a suspension bridge settles and it's that kind of sound? No?
No.
The cables.
It's like the cables that are
No, I know what you're
stretching
talking about.
or-
I just haven't heard that sound. Is what I'm saying.
It's like when thick braided cables are like settle and or like are moved and they make that kind of like
Oh,
kind of
I
sound.
know what you're talking about now.
Yeah. It begins to sound a little bit more like that. And then you realize that it's not coming down from further north. It appears to be coming down one of the side tunnels.
If you think you hear something, no, you didn't.
You didn't hear anything?
Not our business.
I'd say let's keep moving on. Let's just keep an eye out behind us in case we don't get ambushed.
I guess you hear. Fuck!
There's definitely someone over there. He just yelled an obscenity.
How dare you?
What the fuck's that?
Yes.
That's it, right there. You just said it.
What?
No.
No.
Not the. What's the last one you said? Or second to last.
That is the last one that said you should be right.
What's the third one you said?
Fuck, dude.
I'm trying to teach numbers. Come on.
Oh, fuck.
Yes, that's an absent.
Can we not spend like half an hour trying to teach Log something simple while there's potentially something good?
Either
Reason. Okay.
someone really is in trouble, or someone's trying to lure us down the side tunnel.
Does that happen often?
Hey, why don't you send Shakar to go look?
I could, yeah. Hey buddy, can you kind of like, be careful, but like stay up in the shadows and see if anybody's actually hurt? Cool. Alright, I'm gonna work into him and I can tell you guys, but just, do the normal thing. Tapping on me on the shoulder, that kind of thing.
Okay. Send Shakar in. The sound gets louder and louder until you reach a dead end.
There is nothing there, guys. It's
Roll
a dead
perception
end.
check.
Look
It
up.
seems dead.
Look up.
I can't hear you. 18.
18. You look up.
I'm just looking around.
There appears to be some sort of thick braided cable that's banging against the side of a tunnel only about 5 feet wide. It goes straight up.
There's a braided cable that's
Hanging from the bottom of the braided cable is a bucket, kind of like a basket. In the basket, from what you can see from Shakar, looks to be pieces, metal pieces. Armor? No. Body parts? No. Where have you seen this before? Roll an intelligence check.
19.
19. You saw this near Infantry 9. Other parts of Warforged. This is what they look like. Warforged parts. Old. Powerful. Strong. Sturdy.
Guys, there's Warforged parts in the bucket just hanging off this rope here. I look up to see if there's anything else that's like using this as a lure.
Sure, you look up 120 feet until your vision drops off. This tunnel is more than 120 feet.
Anything?
Straight up. Just a tunnel. It's not like a tunnel, too. It's just like a hole bored straight up. But with like this rope, this braided rope. And there's like knots in it every 5 feet or so. It's meant to be climbed or whatever.
I can't see anything or anybody, but it's...
There's a metal hook at the bottom that holds the basket, meaning that this could either be a winch or some type of thing to pull stuff up and down. I don't know.
Is it currently moving?
It's just swaying, which is making that sound.
But it's not like being pulled up.
It is not.
It's just currently moving. It's not being pulled up. Do we want to go get
I
it?
heard someone yell.
Maybe the construct is still somewhat active.
Tap me on the shoulder
How
twice
many
if you want
constructs
me.
yell fuck all the time.
One that's been lost in a side tunnel for who knows how long.
Okay. I'm good at...
I say we go check it out.
Alright. You were the first one that said that it's none of our business.
Usually a side tunnel is a good place to lure someone in to ambush them. But she said she didn't see anyone else in there, so I would say we're relatively safe.
I'm good.
Tap me on the shoulder twice if you want to go, or
Close.
once.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna go.
I was just gonna say mentally into her head.
You can talk telepathically to her while she's warm.
You're right. That's true.
Not part of the same sentence.
Okay. Shakar will come back, and unless he's out of range at this point.
You can go here.
Okay.
No, it's not that deep.
Okay.
It's like 9
Come
feet
back
in.
and warg out of him. All right, he'll show us the way.
Okay.
It's a winding path, but it's not that deep.
All right. Everybody's. I don't know. I feel like since I couldn't see the top of the tunnel, I feel like it could still be a trap of some sort.
Can I keep an eye out for tripwires, triggers?
Sure, roll an investigation check.
I'm going to send Twig to start crawling up the tunnel.
Okay, you guys get to the spot.
25.
25? You don't see anything, it's just a bare tunnel. You guys get to the spot where you saw the rope and the basket's not there.
But it was where it
You
was.
hear-
Okay,
I'm
so
going to send a Twig up.
You send Twig up. How far do you want to go?
So the cable's now just dangling there, empty hook. Basket is gone.
I'll tell him to go until he sees the basket. And I'll warg into him.
Okay. He goes 50, 100, 150 feet. No basket. You keep sending him up.
I'll have him come back down.
Okay. The cable's still there, though.
what do you think?
How big is that tunnel?
5 foot wide.
send him down the tunnel. Because it keeps going down, right? Or does it end?
No. It's
Okay.
it's ground there.
flat.
And
Okay.
it's just a hole in the ceiling.
Is there light from up above?
Not that from you can see,
Like
especially
it doesn't
not this
go to
distant.
the surface.
Not that you can see from this distance.
Does you see any like? Well, you can't hear it. You can't hear it. But do you see any like little tunnels or something like that near the rope?
Like any other tunnels in this chamber?
When,
No, it's-
when he was climbing up, did he see other tunnels coming out from that
side?
Nope, just a single bore all the way up.
Nope.
How far is that cable dangling?
You know, at least 150 feet.
No, I mean like into the tunnel, or is it not?
Like 10 feet. But the ceiling's about 15 feet, so it's hanging like just 5 feet off the ground.
Who wants to pull the cable?
Somebody does.
I can summon my buddy, and he can do it.
Oh gosh, that's 10 minutes. That's...
There's still the hook on the bottom of it.
Mhm.
Can I like throw rope over the hook?
Yeah.
And then I'll have Conk hold on to it and try to like pull down on it.
Oh, to give it like some tension?
Yep.
He puts more and more and more and more weight onto it until he's no longer touching the ground. Very strong cable.
Do we climb up and see what's going on? Or do we just drop it and move on?
I mean, it was warforged parts, just like, you know, what we had lost back in the catacombs back there. Do you want to see it?
Do we have any idea where we're under?
You imagine that you are... Actually, roll a survival check for me.
10.
You haven't reached the intersection to Minheim yet, so you're still at least farther south than that.
So the hook is still there, but the basket is gone. There's no other way in or out.
And then when you guys went back after the basket was on, you heard as something
skittered up, climbed up.
It wouldn't say like my sound effect isn't great. It's not much as skittered as you imagine it was climbing the rope because the rope was moving about more freely during that sound.
While carrying a basket full of robot parts.
That we know of.
I could send Shikar to fly up and see.
How far would you
He
want
might
to
get
send it?
swapped. I mean, he can go as far as we need him to, but
Yeah, if either of you would be willing to send your creature all the way up.
can you?
Mine will just take a long time because it moves 20 feet up.
All right, yeah, I think Shikar's probably the better
You
case.
send
in-
Shikar up. How far up the tunnel do you want to send him?
Keep going, Betty, until you see the parts. Come back down.
Okay. Fly up. 50 feet.
Warg into him.
100 feet. 150 feet. Around the 180 foot mark, you see it opens up because he has 120 foot dark vision. So you see the tunnel opens up. 300 feet tall tunnel. Is Shikar trying to be stealthy?
Yeah. I mean, this is clearly like a bait kind of situation.
Okay, go ahead and roll a stealth check for Shikar.
See if that's. Okay. 14?
14. One moment, please. Right here. Okay. Wow. Flies up. Chamber opens up. Quick look around. What's the passive perception on that thing?
Passive perception.
Should say it in senses for owl
Right, I
from the
mean.
back of the book. Does it
For
not say
13.
that?
It's 13.
Okay. You look around. This looks like another workshop. Another secret workshop. Smaller than the one before. There are winches on the ceiling that appear to be in a grid pattern where they can be moved around to move heavy machinery. One of them is moved directly over this tunnel, and the cable just goes all the way straight down the tunnel.
Guys, we've got another workshop on our hands. It's really high up, though. It's at least 300 feet.
What's the AC of the owl?
11.
11. This piece of like rebar just passes through the air. Shikar just avoids it.
Good job, buddy.
You hear ting, more pieces.
Uh,
You look around. There's somebody crouched over like a pile of stuff that's just kind of like tossing stuff like this.
Somebody crouching over a pile of stuff.
They have horns
They are maybe tiefling. They have horns.
in some sort of monastic robes.
They might be a monk, or
But you can't tell the color because of how dark vision works.
they're doing stuff. I don't know.
Do we climb up and investigate?
A long braid, long hair, long braid. There's hair, and then there's like a braid from the top of the hair. So there's still the hair's down, but then there's a braid that goes in the middle of it. Goes back to down the center of their back. Tail, horns. Shit.
They're not happy. They're look. It seems like they're looking for something. They're throwing things all over the place. Shikar barely missed getting hit by a wrench.
They seem to be pretty occupied in what
They don't.
I
see
mean,
him.
if it is another Warforged laboratory, we could learn more about
A lot of stuff.
how they're constructed.
We've never really had good luck climbing the ropes, though.
Well,
This is a cable. It's different.
You also have a rope of climbing, don't
yeah,
you?
we have a
we
rope
do.
of climbing
We
now.
do. We bought it. That's great.
And I have
I don't think
conch.
it like helps you with climbing. It just makes a sturdy spot. Like, it ties itself off to something.
If you tell the rope to knot, large knots appear at 1 foot intervals on the rope while knotted, it shortens to 50 feet. But and you grant advantage on checks made to climb it.
So technically, this cable,
Already
the way it
has
is, already has that. So you would be granted on all athletics checks to climb this cable.
Turn into a baron and just have a climb speed.
Well, this is a 5-foot tunnel, so
Oh,
Bear would not be happy.
You could do
I'll
little
find
You
a
can
black
climb
bear.
into a monkey.
Black
Or-
bear.
turn into a
Anything, really.
turn into something that has a climb speed.
Spider.
Yeah, I'll do something that has a faster climb speed. Hold up.
I mean, if anybody's really worried about it, I can. No, I didn't prepare that. I thought I did today.
Levitate.
I have spider climb. I'm gonna put glue on their hands.
Let's just go.
Yeah, let's leave.
I was thinking suction cups.
But I didn't prepare it
to
today.
the island. So
Never mind.
after Eleazar made the hole.
I just like.
I just want to do that sound effect.
Yeah.
You're the weakest one, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So what are you guys doing?
I think maybe Trishani's weaker.
I think we should.
Weak, but
You don't think we should go investigate?
I want to.
So
I'm with
tap
you.
twice for yes, we're gonna go, or 1 for we're going to leave this alone.
I'm gonna flick her nose.
Twice
That doesn't
or once?
help.
Is that
Twice or
once
once?
or twice?
I forgot what she said.
Twice. Twice for
3 times.
that was not part of it. Do I need to snap out? All right, never. One more time. Twice for yes, we continue, or once for I need. No, we're gonna leave this.
I hit her twice.
Okay, cool. You guys don't have to be so rough next time.
Well, I'm on top of conch,
abuse.
so I'm like tapping your ear.
All right.
'Cause it's like.
I just imagine just like a dog, like when you touch their ear in a weird spot. Just
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do that.
Well, especially if you bop my nose, like that's. I mean, that's well, but it's covered in metal too at this point too. So it's
Still
like.
doesn't feel great.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you guys doing?
What are you doing?
Let's climb.
All right, let's go.
Sure, let's go.
Who's gonna
Are you
be quiet?
transforming into anything, Sofka?
Yeah, I'll transform into an ape.
Do you have ape? Is ape a low enough CR for you
Yeah.
to transform into?
Should be.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you transform into an ape. You don't even need the rope.
Yeah, I'm just do.
CrestVahllen.
I'll go last, and I'll try to catch anyone that,
Sofka, you going first?
Sure.
Okay, who's going next?
in case anything goes wrong.
I'm pretty loud, so
I'll give it a shot. My history with climbing ropes isn't great, but I'll give it a shot.
we can at least catch you if you're up there.
Right.
Right, that's exactly part of it too. Is
It can go in the middle. I'll warg out of Shikar for just tell him to be there. He'll still be there for a bit, but I'll warg out of him because I need to be able to see
Okay.
while climbing.
He'll just go and perch
stats.
on
Yeah,
some
I do.
stonework on the other side.
Well, the
We're
ape.
just gonna watch.
because it's an ape.
So so Sofka, then Cole. Go ahead and roll. Sofka, you don't have to roll. Go ahead and roll an athletics check. Who's next?
Advantage.
Go ahead and roll an athletics check at advantage. Who's next?
I'll go. Or
Log,
you
go ahead and
can
roll an
Log.
athletics check at advantage. Go ahead and roll an athletics check at advantage. And then your last go.
I'm riding Conk, and he has a climb speed.
Oh, he does. It's like 10 feet, isn't it? Something like that.
25, isn't it?
You gave him,
Oh, right, because he's an 8.
yeah, because I fixed his hands. So
Right.
you gave me like a full 30-foot climb speed.
Well, yeah, he can just go.
Do you want me to roll to like hold on to him?
Well, here's the deal, because he's being weighed down by you, but you don't weigh that much.
20 foot. Sorry, 20 foot climb.
20 foot. So here's the deal. He can still roll, if he's using the rope, he can still roll at advantage. The DC for you will just be higher because he has to pull himself up and you up.
Or
that
does
fair
the
enough?
climb speed mean he doesn't have to
Oh,
make
that's
checks?
a good point.
I think
No,
just
no,
be a
no,
little
no,
slower.
no.
Yeah.
He should be.
What's
strong
his
enough to
strength? What's his
carry
strength?
14.
that thing.
14. How
It's
much
a
do you
plus
weigh?
2. Like 50 pounds.
You're fine. Okay. So you
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You're okay.
Dirty
13.
20.
You're okay. 16. You're okay.
13.
And you're right below him.
No.
I'm going last.
Right. You're second to last.
Mhm.
Okay. Argus, your armor gets caught in one of the spots, and you go to like let go of the arm to like grab the other arm, and the other arm can't reach it. So there's a point where neither arms are holding, and you just fall back, like head first, right into Conk. Just complete suplex down. Conk needs to go ahead, and you need to go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw.
Featherfall.
You just cast Featherfall?
On all of us.
On all of you? Amazing. Great. So, boom, there's a bit of a noise. You hit Conk on the head with your head. So you're absolutely going to take some...
Great spell,
Ouch.
isn't it?
Ouch. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
You're okay. Featherfall, you guys just start to drift slowly 60 feet down. Easily enough can grab the rope and start climbing again. Go ahead and roll it again.
My
You,
other rolls
you don't have to
have
roll.
15.
15, you're okay. You guys all slowly but surely climb. Are you guys trying to do this stealthily?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Okay. For those that have disadvantage in stealth, roll at disadvantage. Everybody else roll stealth.
Do I still get proficiency?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's based on your beast stats.
On the ape stats.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know, but would I still get the proficiency?
Yes.
Ooh, I don't know.
No, we looked it up last time. You
Yeah,
keep
we
your
did.
Oh,
proficiency.
yeah,
We
yeah.
talked about it.
Yeah, so you
In
just
your-
add your proficiency bonus,
Yeah.
which is +3, I think.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
but it's the same stat, so.
You also gain he gains the animals' proficiencies as well.
That's. I
Well,
believe
it's
that.
just the animal
just the
proficiency. It's
yeah.
your mind and
Well,
it
it specifically just says what the plus is to skills on the stat cards,
Yeah.
and if
Cool.
you're proficient in it as your form, you also add your proficiency bonus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, what'd you get? Zemdak.
Conk got a 16.
Okay, and what'd you get?
I didn't roll for myself because I'm just riding, but I'll roll 12.
12. Okay.
11.
19.
5.
17.
19.
19. Okay, so see. You guys,
This is why I was
quiet enough. You're like, stop it. Stop looking at my can. As you're climbing up, Sofka, you're like, ooh, oh! As one of the pieces like kind of falls off and
hits me.
clang. Ow. You keep climbing up. Eventually, all of you pour out of the top of this alcove, of this tunnel. It's more like a hole than anything. And you see before you it is pitch dark. You don't have your light on, correct? For this? Because you were trying to be stealthy?
No, but I cast dark vision at the beginning.
Right, I know. I'm just making sure that I just need to know if light is being casted in that.
With dark vision, I haven't been casting my light.
I understand.
But Trisheni can't see, so she would
Can't
need
see,
light.
so maybe I would have told Shakar to. In that case, would have told Shakar to come back, hang out on my shoulder.
Here's what I'm going to say. You rolled it at advantage, right? Your climb check? Yeah, everybody did.
Yeah.
So what was your first number? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
So just roll a d20 for me.
Athletics?
Yeah.
7.
7, but you can do Feather Fall on how many creatures? 5?
Like 6.
Yeah.
5 or 6.
I mean, it
So
only
that doesn't
lasts
matter.
until
Just
we start
roll-
climbing.
What was
but-
your stealth check?
17.
Roll it at disadvantage because you can't see.
If I saw her falling, I would.
That was. It's 17.
Okay, so you're okay. Because you're essentially just doing the same motion over and over and over again until there's nothing left to grab, right?
Mm-hmm.
And eventually you do. Who's right above you?
Cole.
Cole. So every once in a while you feel ears just go boom on your butt
Sorry.
because she doesn't know how fast you're going because
Right.
she can't see you. And so sometimes you look up, nose right up the butt.
Keep that to yourself.
I'm sorry. I don't know where you are.
All right, you guys.
Cold middle
continue.
nose is not comfortable.
I know. I know. I'm sorry.
So eventually, you guys sally out to the end of this like sinkhole or like drain, as it were. Who knows? And you see, it's all dark vision, so you don't get any colors. You can see color. You see blue and gray robes with a symbol of something flowing on like these blue and gray monastic robes. You recognize the symbol immediately. This is a monk of the Order of the Open Hoof, or at least somebody wearing.
Guess that.
Or at least somebody wearing the monastic.
Just like the one
robes
we
of
fought in the Pen of Pain.
Yeah.
I was gonna guess that.
Did they have horns?
They did.
The ones in the pain? No.
No, but
No.
this one did. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
this one.
This one does.
Tiefling.
Yeah.
But that was just a human, wasn't it?
No, I thought
Or was
Yeah,
she?
she was a
horns.
human. She was a human.
she was.
You get a little bit better look at it because you can see color. This appears to be female. When you fought with it, this isn't the same one. I forget what color. I have to look it up, so forget that right now. Because
No,
forgot.
Yuddish was a tiefling.
Or was it?
Yep.
Yudish was a tiefling monk, male.
No,
Female.
female.
Right.
Female.
Yudish was. I'm pretty sure this is not the same color. I can't remember what color, but this is not. I know
Oh, she
Yudish
was
was black. I think, or
It's not the same. She's
it's not the same color as Yudish. It's not Yudish.
He was yellow, I thought.
Not all tieflings are the same.
Don't be racist.
You see this monk grabbing what looks like this steamer trunk, but with a bunch of like steampunk contraptions around it that have like locks around it in weird asymmetrical fashions, and it just looks like this steamer trunk that they're pulling out of this debris. And all of you just kind of like quietly look up and just watch her. She's about 30 feet away, just doing her thing. Hasn't noticed any of you making a racket, doing her own thing.
Are we all up there?
You're all up
I'm
there.
the last one to climb over.
You see her.
Hey, be careful with that.
and she smacks the thing, and you hear as latches start to open, gases start to exit, and the whole box starts to, like a transformer, change.
What'd you do?
And it stands up. And standing before you is a about 8 foot, 9 foot tall warforged that is transformed from this tree steamer trunk into this creature.
Does it look like the infantry model?
Safka, hide.
Does it look like the security model?
Does
it look similar to either of those two, or does
right.
it look different?
Roll a perception check for. Well, actually, I guess roll a tinkering check for me, because this is a little bit more. You can make it intelligence if you like. Just give me one moment. Because this is definitely more. Yeah, go ahead.
24.
This looks like an infantry model,
Okay.
for sure. But, like, an infantry model that never went into service?
Like brand new.
Yeah.
It was 24.
24, yeah. Brand new infantry model never went to service.
So maybe that was like shipping mode
right now.
Well, yeah, because I would have refreshed it.
Okay.
As
Making
it starts
sure.
to boot up, and the eyes start to glow. And that's where we're going to end our session.
You're Rick Moranis, right?
Yeah, that's what I was just checking out a second before.
Oh, he didn't matter because it could see through.
Thank you all for sticking around and listening to the CrestVahllen D&D, the Argent Flame. We'll catch you next time, and stay safe out there.